Hello and welcome to MotorCult episode 53. I'm Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Siniski. Hello, sir.
I didn't ruin the episode.
You didn't.
No.
We have
That
two
was
guests.
me.
Well, 2.5 guests today.
Well, I
We
guess
only have microphones for 2, so
let's start with our guests that ruined the episode. So.
sounds good. Hi, Molly.
Hi.
So, Molly, why are you here? Other than the fact that you were invited and graciously came on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
But mostly I'm here to talk about Kannonball
Sweet.
and all our fun rallies.
Yeah, I wanted to get the Never55 guys on, which also Tyler.
Hi, guys.
Hi. We have Tyler Christopherson on as well. They are, I think, either the only two or at least the two main people behind Never55 Productions, which we'll get into in just a moment here. And then Alex Bellus from an earlier episode.
Hello, I'm back.
Famous first name, last name photog.
Yes, it is.
He's back. So,
the longest lasting first name, last name photography of Minnesota.
and the bestest.
Yes.
Anyway, let's get into beer next. What are you drinking, Ryan?
At this exact moment in time, I'm drinking the same thing you're drinking, but I do have a Bear Republic IPA,
Okay.
which this is going to be an IPA.
Okay, sounds good. I am drinking something that our guests brought. It's called Lucky Cat, and it looks absolutely amazing. I'm actually going to hold it up in front of one of the cameras here,
You can see it. There's a cat on the logo.
which is why I wanted it.
It's
and
from
this tastes
Pipeworks,
like a
yeah.
sour, but isn't a sour, and has excellent art, and I'll be saving the bottle after I'm done with it.
Pipeworks always makes the coolest logos.
It has a cool name.
Yeah, Pipeworks and Clown Shoes are the
I
two
expect it
best
to be
beers for
very
logos.
edgy and artsy inside.
I love clown shoes.
Yeah, Clown Shoes is really good.
Now, when you say clown shoes, do you mean like the creepy kind that clowns wear, or like the BMW Z3M Roadster?
All three.
It's
Sounds
like a brewery,
good.
like it's like a really old brewery from
Yeah.
Boston. Like, when I say really old, like they're one of the like first wave of craft breweries. So
Hmm.
they were from, I think like around 94, 95 is when they first like
Whoa.
started.
Is
Yeah,
it
like
Michigan? Are they from Michigan?
no, I think they're from Boston actually.
We could easily look this up with
Yeah, we
technology.
could, but
that
we're not
sounds
even
pretty
drinking
lame.
Clown Shoes.
Yeah.
So like, why do
Don't
we
you just
care?
have, like,
Right.
computers in front
I
of
will
you?
s-
No.
Yeah,
You
we
literally
no we.
look it up right
You
now.
are
No.
mistaken, Molly.
And then there's also another really good one is Off Color Brewing because all their logos tell a story when you put them all
Just
next
don't
to each
post
other.
that in MNBMW because you'll get banned.
Yeah, it's true. You will.
Anyway, what are you drinking, Molly?
So this is what I interrupted the intro with because
Cool.
it kind of looks like Anus Tart, but it's a new tart, cherry sour by Oliphant.
That reminds me of a vanity plate in Arrested Development.
A New
A
Start.
New Start. Tobias Funke. And what are you drinking, Tyler?
Nothing.
Would you like a water or something?
I would love a water. That'd be great.
Feel free to.
Don't worry.
Corey will grab you
We
one
have
from
our
the
we have our
refrigerator.
intermittent sound
That's-
engineer.
That's
Yeah,
Corey?
he showed
Okay.
up. He came up into scum class. Now,
Thank you.
now what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some purified water from Kirkland.
Wow.
There we go, Kirkland.
That
yes.
is genuinely from Kirkland, Washington, I'm sure. And then
Costco
Alex
generic.
Bellis is drinking.
A Bear Republic.
Yeah, Racer 5
The,
IPA.
the thing I will
Okay.
be drinking.
Sounds good. Well, guys, before we get into Never55 Productions and who you are, we have a couple of standardized questions that everyone that comes on as a guest has to answer. And there are right and wrong answers, so just priming you ahead of time. I'll start with you, Tyler. Would you prefer to drive a slow car quickly or a fast car slowly?
Fast car slowly.
That's the wrong answer.
That is
You
the
should-
wrong
you should
answer. You're off.
reconsider.
Wrong
Go away.
answer.
You should reconsider.
Turn
your
off his
answer.
microphone. Turn off his microphone.
It's always a slow car fast.
It's what?
It's always a slow car.
Yeah,
fast.
that's called having fun. I'm not sure if you've
Yeah.
ever heard of
I'd
this sort of
rather
thing.
I'd rather just drive slowly or a really cool car.
That's not how. That's not cool
slow,
then.
Slow and cool are not mutually exclusive.
That's like buying a gaming computer and
just
using it to
seen
go
Burger
check
BMW?
stocks.
Just
I'm-
use the black key.
I'm much older than you guys.
Just use the black
and,
key.
when you get in your 40s, like I am, it's you want a little bit slower and
I'm
enjoy life.
basically
in the
said-
slow lane.
No, I mean I enjoy life too in the slow lane, but I drive a slow car that
Feels fast.
feels more fun in that slow lane.
Fine, let's see if Molly can give us a right
Yeah,
answer.
that's the wrong answer.
Obviously,
Would
slow
you?
car fast.
Okay, yeah.
Thank
well,
you,
perfect.
thank you for not
So
sucking.
on the whole, I'm just going to give her like a 51% way right now, just so we can get through that. Second question, coming back to you, Tyler, is given a 1984 Ferrari Mondial hardtop with no engine or transmission in it, what do you put in it that is transverse, manual, and doesn't require any sheet metal cutting that isn't the original engine,
Because the original engine is
costs
worth
way more than the car?
exponentially more than the car.
What would you put in there? So it has to be something like front-wheel drive, basically
Yeah.
based.
Um,
But I mean, it doesn't have to
Or
be
rear
necessarily.
does it have to
engine
be air
or
specific?
mid-engine.
Like,
Nope.
No.
You can put whatever you want,
Like-
as long as you can get an adapter plate for it, or it was a factory option.
So, Tyler, just so you, give you some time to think and so you have an idea.
yeah.
I said a 12A rotary with a aggressive port on it with an adapter plate to a AE 101, which is like a mid 90s Corolla transmission. All that's available over the counter. That would make around 240 to 260 horsepower, which would be exactly on par for what the stock engine made. And since it was a flat plane crank, the stock engine didn't have a ton of torque, so a rotary would be perfect. So that's why I said that. Berger said
I chose a better option, which was
No,
a
you didn't.
3.3-liter Toyota Sienna engine with a Camry 3.0 TRD supercharger and a Solara 5-speed manual transmission, which makes about 400 horsepower, has lots of torque, and will start in any condition, and also doesn't really need maintenance.
rotary only has like
Wow.
2 moving parts, and they just break all the time. So
Yeah, this just won't break and has a lot of moving parts. So,
I can
I have no idea.
well, we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Molly,
we'll
do
come
you,
back
do
to
you
you.
have
No
an
idea.
answer for this question?
Well, I listened to their podcast a little bit yesterday just to like figure out they were gonna do these like gotcha questions.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Doing research on us? I'm
Oh
offended.
yeah.
yeah, we don't do
That's the
research on
only reason.
anything.
That's the only reason. But I was gonna say like an Alpha V6 or like I really like your like rotary idea. 'cause
Okay, yeah.
I have a love for like weird rotary
Yeah,
engines.
weird engines are where
yeah,
it's at.
they're so fun.
Well, since it hasn't been said before, I like the
I like
3.2
the
Alpha.
the
engine,
Alpha V6. That's
Yeah.
actually a really cool answer. Yeah.
Assuming
There's a
you'd
lot
go
of-
with the big one.
And
There's a lot
not
of
only that,
Googling /
when you go to like a car show and you pop the hood with your Alpha V6 Ferrari, that will be an interesting swap because
Yeah,
people are
I
like
would
they will
really
not expect
love
that, and
for
it's a
that to be
pretty
my life
engine,
one day.
and it's also a very pretty engine too. So
Yeah,
that makes
obviously.
sense.
It's
yeah.
almost period correct and era, like
Yeah, like,
regional correct.
Regional.
too.
That's a very
Would an LS swap work in that or not?
no. You can't say LS,
It
You have
would.
to LS swap everything.
but then it would have to
Right.
be automatic. So I
An
guess
an
you're
LS4
profoundly
does
old,
fit
so I guess
with
it would
the
work.
GT40 transaxle, but which is not to be confused with the Ford GT40. It's just what GM calls their 6-speed.
And then you could use
transaxle.
your LS and sit in traffic with your automatic transmission. Perfect.
Right.
I'm sure you would say the
Yeah.
Hellcat engine, but that just doesn't fit sideways.
Listen to like
that's-
NPR, whatever you do.
when you get an automatic transmission, your voice actually goes up an octave. I've actually heard that. About men.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
because you stop developing testosterone. So.
Yeah. Your balls
Yeah,
actually
the
get
left
confiscated.
pedal is actually just a pump that injects testosterone into your body.
Because you have to like to move that leg. You're like squeezing your balls, you're just pumping the testosterone into your body.
Right.
Or
I
that
love
too.
that there's video with that, so we can actually get that dance move.
I'm
That was a good white boy dancing.
terrified that there's video of that. But okay, are you gonna cop out and go LS4?
I don't know.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think so. No, I'm gonna go Saab. I want a
Okay.
Saab engine.
There we go.
You wanna
That's a
put,
good
like, the-
engine.
the
I
big
remember
2.3 in there?
I really wanted a Saab 900 turbo when I was younger.
Okay, that's
That would
actually a
actually-
pretty good answer.
Really?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to use like the later 9.3 transmission on it,
Yeah.
'cause I think the 900s actually had the one-piece sump, which had the same oil for the engine and the transmission all in one piece.
Okay.
But you could definitely use like a later 2-liter or 2.3 from a Vigan. Or a
And
9.3
those
or
are
something.
that's actually a very cool
That would be a
engine.
lot of
actually.
fun.
And also, I mean, since you're looking at 240 horsepower, you're not gonna have any performance loss really, because you'd be kind of right there.
And the
So-
turbo lag is hilarious on those.
Yeah.
which would make it actually.
Really?
That would
It's-
make it
it's so good.
much
It's
more
fantastic.
fun.
I had a Vigan for 2 days, and it was so much fun.
You had it for 2 days.
Yeah.
So
I bought it from a college professor because it was in her garage, and it had like light front end damage, and then I found a guy that
you
was
see,
paying
I
me.
don't get what people don't like about turbo lag because again, slow car fast. I don't really care about what my final quarter mile time is. I want to have like fun, and I think a lot of turbo lag just makes your acceleration
It's
on the
definitely
highway.
more of an event.
It makes it an event.
It can also be terrifying.
Like on my 86 Subaru, like I made like 100 horsepower, but I'm gonna tell you, before 3,500 RPM, it made 40 horsepower, and then it goes, you just like jump like from 40 to 100 like that, and it feels a lot cooler. That's a lot more
It's
exciting.
definitely a different style of pedal modulation where you just mat the throttle, and as you start building boost, you let off to try to get a linear power delivery. or
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly. That's I think that's more fun. I'd have more fun in that than I would in like a Ford Tempo with the same power.
Fair enough. All right,
Anyway.
and then we've got one more, which is actually a new one, which is going to throw you for a loop, which is what automotive cue from the past that is now gone would you like to see resurgence?
So this one I literally just thought of because it was
What
just
automotive what? I'm sorry.
like
Cue,
design cue.
design cue.
Okay.
Like for BMW, it could be like the Hofmeister kink. It's not gone, but now it's on
Obviously.
like all those X2s and stuff.
And so like
Or it could be like giant DOT crash bumpers,
yep, that is
carburetors.
something.
That could also be, could
50s
be
era
mechanical.
Cadillac tail fins, for instance.
That would work.
That would work.
Landau tops?
The thing that
Landau,
Wait, what
Landau tops, the fake convertible
Yeah.
tops.
The half convertible.
I
Yeah.
would.
We should put one of those on Tyler's
The
Hellcat.
Skags, what are those called? On the back of the cars, remember the shingles? They had?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the louvered
louvers,
back
yeah.
ends.
Yeah,
Yes, like
louvers
over
need to
the
make a
back-
comeback. That's a good answer. I like
That,
that.
I think they
back,
actually
windshield.
might be coming back. I've seen
Yeah.
a lot of those offered for modern cars now.
They
I don't know if they make
aftermarket
them for
ones
Challengers,
BRZs
but they
and
might.
stuff.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. That's awesome.
That
They
would
make
actually
them
be
for-
really.
for BRZs.
That would be really rad on
Yeah.
your car. I hope you find that and can buy it.
What actually caused
your
me
car.
to come up with this was I was just scrolling through Facebook when you guys were here, and I saw Josh Martin from JDM Legends. His Civic blew up. I showed a picture of it to Berger. I noticed on the back of his Civic he has a 5-speed sticker, or not sticker, but badge on the back. I thought that's really cool. So like either the 5-speed, like the transmission badge, and a 4-speed, 5-speed, 6-speed, 7, whatever it is, as long as you have a manual transmission, it's
Put like
badged.
synchro mesh.
Yeah, like synchro mesh or something,
Turbo.
or like a cool name for like your automatic.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
there
yeah.
we go. Yeah,
You
louvers
and-
on a
Yep.
new Challenger. Exactly.
Tyler
exactly.
found a
But-
company that apparently makes window louvers for
but
the Challenger.
My other one is fender
like it.
mirrors.
You should probably order
I
that.
think
I
fender
think I might.
where you have the mirrors halfway up the fender.
I like it.
I like that because not only do I like how they look, they're actually really functional because you have 0 blind spot.
That's a good one. I like that.
I really like
Fender
that.
mirrors?
Yeah,
They
fender
make,
mirrors right
they're
there.
standard in on FJs in Japan.
That's
Really?
true. Yep, you do have one. You have a fender mirror on the American drivers on the left side. So when you're pulling out of a parking spot, you don't have a blind spot. Oh, Berger's gonna go buy himself a fender mirror. I think it's just
Fender
one
mirrors on the
because
Alpha? No.
Ours did.
Oh my word, you are not kidding. Oh, it's in addition to the actual side views too?
yeah. So it's
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Berger, like I said,
I'll pull it up on the stream because people need to see this.
I know what these are for because in Japan, when you're pulling out of a parking spot, everybody has a super tall van, and sometimes you can't see traffic coming out, and you have to do like 3 points to get out of your parking spot already. So when you get out, you just gun it, so that way you're not going to get like hit with a Nissan Big Thumb or something,
Right.
which is actually the name of a lorry that
Oh.
Nissan makes. They have a Nissan like delivery
Look at
truck
that
called a Big Thumb.
magnificence.
I like that.
That actually looks really
I have
good.
to
That
replace
actually
that
looks pretty
fender
dope.
on mine anyway, so I may as well just do
Perfect.
this.
I mean, it's designed for a right-hand drive FJ.
I don't care.
Good.
Actually, Berger, you should hit up Brian from
Top Rank?
From Top Rank, yeah, because they have guys in Japan, so they could just go to Toyota and get you one.
Just pulling off a junkyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's the end of our, we'll say, standardized questions. So why don't you guys just, I don't really know how to prompt you on Never 55. I mean, it's Cannonball, it's Cactusball, Cannonfall. I mean, I've done the local ones. The Cannonball I've done, I think, 3 years now, which I enjoy a lot. I've just paid you for my registration finally.
Thank you.
But I don't know. I mean, you could frame it however you want, but I mean, I would love to hear more about this just because I feel like even though I participate in it, I don't know all that much about it. So how did it originate? How did you get added into the mix, Molly? Or
So it all kind of started with Cars and Coffee.
Okay.
So I'm the co-founder of Cars and Coffee here locally, and it was about 5 years ago. I kind of wanted to parlay the show into a way to raise money for my daughter's school,
Okay.
Northern Voices, and so I decided to do this small rally, and it's kind of manifested into a really big rally now. And
is this the 5th year now?
this will be the 5th year.
Okay.
Yeah,
2019 will be 5 years.
it'll be 5 years.
Oh.
And then also a couple years ago, we did a little cruise up to the Superior area and did a little kind of scout mission for the next year, which was the first year of the Kannonball Rally. And next weekend, we have our second annual Kannonball.
But that is not going to the North Shore this
it's
year.
not. It's going to go from Sioux Falls to Deadwood, South Dakota.
Through the most interesting land in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's,
Are there like actually interesting roads? Then you're not just going to be
Once
like,
you
going straight
on
down
both
990.
ends, there definitely are.
Yeah.
once
In
we
the
get
middle,
out
I'll be
there, it's going to be,
curious.
gonna
This
be dope.
is more. I
You
guess,
found
it's
some
fun.
like side roads.
Yeah, there's some good roads. It'll be fun.
Good.
Especially
We
out
can't
there.
give too much away about the
Yeah.
route
Well,
because
that-
that's a secret.
No, but I mean like that's
Oh.
kind of the thing is with like a lot of these flyover states, like not Minnesota because we're not a flyover state. There are
Unless you're
actually,
coming from or going to Canada.
That's true, but there actually are. I've never been to a state that does not have a single good driving road because they're hidden away. It's usually those kind of like B roads, like out in farm.
Go to
country.
Nebraska. Okay.
Yeah, and like you'll have like all these like geographic changes and stuff that you don't hear about America having, and yeah, interstate doesn't have it, but you go into some like county road like XX3 or something,
Right.
that's probably be the best driving road in the state. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, more importantly, when I started the Kannonball, we kind of had this idea, and Molly approached me, and she was finishing up grad school, and she needed some credits for a certain class.
Oh, okay.
And so we kind
Was
of
it leisure studies?
It wasn't. It was actually public health.
for public health. We
They
parlayed
had a really loose
kind of an
loose rules
internship.
around that.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
It was great. So she came on and has been with me ever since.
Very
So,
nice.
yeah, it's
So
been fun.
longer than I even knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since the beginning.
Okay.
I think we met 3 months before the first Kannonball at
Nice.
some dinner after a cruise or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So when the first Kannonball actually launched, had you named the organization that runs it? Had you named it Never 55 yet at that point, or
No,
did that come
no,
later?
it came
Okay.
later.
All
Yeah,
right.
'cause I needed to do just basically for the business aspect of Cars and Coffee.
Right.
And kind of everything's under that umbrella of Never 55.
Okay. I mean, I definitely understand the need for a legal entity to
Yeah.
support.
Ours is called Cult Media.
Oh, I like that.
Did we have
Old
to sign
cult?
a waiver?
No,
before we came on
Cult
here?
Cult Media. So it's like, in case I start up like another podcast about video games, to go like Pixel Cult or something. Trademark.
It sounds like this is a pretty developed
You
plan
can't
already.
legally say trademark when it's not trademarked, Ryan.
I can say whatever I
You
want.
could service market, I guess. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we're on. Okay, that's coming into the 5th year of Kannonball and the, what you said, 2nd or 3rd year for Kannonball.
Yeah, this will be the third actual running
Okay.
of the Kannonball.
Sure.
And
Okay.
then last year, actually this year, because 2018 was our
2018.
first year of the Cactusball, which
Okay.
is
Yeah, I want to hear about those too, because those aren't
What's
in
that?
Minnesota, right?
that was a two-day deal, and we kind of had this wild hair, and we kind of threw it together, and it was unbelievable. It started in Scottsdale last year, January, and went from Scottsdale, kind of winded around Arizona up to Sedona was day one.
Okay.
Spent the night in Sedona. Next day, woke up, started off in Flagstaff, which is just north of Sedona, and that took us all the way to Vegas.
That's
So,
a really good way to not be in Minnesota in January.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
I'm guessing that was no accident.
So this year we're going to start just north of Scottsdale and spend the night near the Grand Canyon.
Nice.
And then the next morning, we're going to do like a Grand Canyon tour that evening. And then the next morning we'll launch from Grand Canyon and go down to Lake Havasu.
Okay.
And we'll finish the rally there.
We should do a MotorCult special in Puerto Rico sometime in February.
No,
That's a really good
You don't
idea.
really want to go to Puerto Rico right now.
I mean, it's a lovely
It'd
place.
be very cheap.
It would be very cheap.
I'm waiting for them to get annexed as like a state. So I have to. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's already super easy, but
You just go there, don't you?
so on your
You just
email
go there.
signature.
you
don't
just
need,
go
like, a
there.
visa,
It doesn't
dude.
need to be a state. It's already a territory.
Well, yeah, I know you don't need like a passport or anything to go to Puerto Rico.
You
but
just
I mean,
go
it's
there.
still-
Yeah, it's fine.
I also love that priority mail flat rate works to Puerto Rico. I
Why
figured
do
that
you-
one out with
why do
heavy
you
car
know that?
parts.
Oh, okay, got it.
I mean, no reason. I used to deal car parts. What's up? Okay, yeah. When I was trying to organize a time and date for you guys to come down, I was noticing the email signature had like all these rallies listed. Is the Cactusball, Kannonball, and Kannonball, are those the only 3, or was there a 4th
There's
one?
just 3 right now.
Okay, sounds good.
There's another top secret one that's
Yeah.
coming.
Oh, well, you
Only-
don't have to divulge
But that's
it
a
to
small,
me,
yeah,
but
that's
Yeah.
going to be a small kind of
Only
intimate,
available to
super scary
Kannonballers.
affair.
Yeah.
that's me, man.
Yeah.
And I guess Bellus.
It'll be limited to 15 teams. It's going to be
Very, very tiny.
Molly's brainchild. It's going to be fun.
A Somali's brainchild?
Brains.
Gotta sound like it's Somali. No, my friend Molly.
Oh, okay.
Her brainchild.
Molly's
I don't think we met.
brainchild.
Hi, Molly. I'm Eric.
I gotta call you that from now on.
Alrighty.
Hi, Somali.
So I assume, I mean, it sounds like you enjoy putting them on, hopefully almost as much as people like me enjoy going on them.
I love
So
'em.
Do you foresee a hopefully no end to this sort of thing at any time real soon?
No, I really enjoy doing it. Just the way my household's laid out with, I can office from home. I take care of my girls and I can do this all day long. So
Very nice.
It's kind of how I'm wired. I just love putting on events and whatnot. So
What do you do for a day job?
this is it now.
This is
like
it? Like,
Cars and Coffee and the
That
3 rallies.
doing this is how you
It's
make your money.
literally,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Why don't you have Never 55 apparel?
I think Russo's
you
got
see
some.
those
One of
shirts?
the guys has got.
Okay. Oh, yeah, fine.
We're doing a store. There's gonna be a store. You'll see it.
I mean, you
it's
guys
gonna-
do have technically apparel.
Yeah,
right?
we've got some different ideas.
But it's for the rally, not for the overall.
Just
Okay,
Never
so-
55
Yeah.
in general.
So the Kannonball Fun, you mentioned it benefits your daughter's school charity,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
Northern Voices. Do you want to talk any more on that?
Sure.
or-
My daughter was born deaf, and when she was about 1.5 years old, we had her implanted with a cochlear implant.
Nice.
And she was receiving services from Edina. And
Hey, Dana.
I'm
That's where we went.
Well, I
Yeah.
went to school there.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we
where I
all
went to
did.
school. Yeah.
so
Cake eaters.
we kind of wanted to take a different route
Quiet you.
because they were kind of pushing us toward total communication, which is sign language and lip reading. And a bunch of, well, we wanted to give her the opportunity to hear. So that's why we opted to go with a cochlear implant. And Edina didn't really give us the support we wanted. to give us her verbal education, basically. And so we pulled her from Edina and we sent her up to Roseville, and I would drive her 72 miles every day.
Oh, wow.
There, back, and send her to preschool up there. So she started there when she was about 3 years old, and went there for 3 years, and then she got mainstreamed back into Edina for kindergarten. And basically, the school taught her how to talk.
That's
She
great.
I
went
assume
there.
there's a completely different process. when you
Completely
have
different
to-
process, yeah, because she didn't hear her voice until she was probably 2.5 years old.
Oh, wow.
So then when we first sent her there, she knew probably 5 words. And
Just like me, man.
when she left, she was a complete chatterbox. So
That's great. That's
Excellent.
fantastic.
it literally wouldn't have happened without that school. That's why we're
Very cool.
so indebted to them, and that's why we happily do this every year for them.
No, I remember it was great. A couple years ago on the rally, you had one of the checkpoints.
Yeah.
They were actually there. That was really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, and this past year in 2018, all the Cannonballers raised, I think, about $40,000
Yeah.
for Northern Vices. It was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually.
To date, I think we're probably close to 75,000.
That's
I bet.
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's a great reason to have to do it, and it's really cool. You've actually expanded it from just doing that one thing for your daughter to actually becoming an actual entity that does this, regularly and
Yeah.
grows it and becomes a business. And I think it's really cool, and
Yeah.
it's a business with a good cause, which I like.
And what is important to us too is we want to hit a certain demographic of people. We don't want. We don't need our people who participate in this rally don't need to have supercars. They don't need to
Right.
have a ton of cash.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
This is just
As we sit in your
Average
garage full
Joe-
of
That's a
Average
load
Joe
up.
rally.
Just ignore the garage we're in. Just ignore
I
all
think I
this.
saw Ferraris,
It's
too.
fine.
Well, no, I mean that average Joe thing is really huge because there's kind of a stigma to the public that
Yeah.
car guys are either just a bunch of hooligans or like rich douchebags. And
Exactly.
It's really nice that to
the latter
actually
is
show-
what I was totally trying to avoid. when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
started
the
this.
rich
Well,
douchebags.
I'm
is
sorry.
something to
I'm
avoid.
still in it for the long haul.
No, you're not rich. You're just a douchebag.
Yeah, I identify.
I mean, you went to Edina, dude. Like it's hard.
I
to
was
avoid
open
that.
and rolled.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't do
too.
72 miles, but I was doing 25.
Yeah, I did about 8 because I did in Richfield, so I was on like the edge.
Poverty.
Yeah,
He was in the. Did he just say Richfield?
yeah, Richfield. I was in. Well, I was.
I
in
gotta
Ri-
go.
I was in Rich. No, I lived. I
It's
lived
been
in
great
Richfield.
talking, but I got to show myself out.
I lived in Richfield. I went to Edina. My parents, they just forgot to do the paperwork when we moved. So
Oh my gosh.
it's really weird. I
Weird.
think it's like way better school that like had running water and lights.
Yeah.
Good Lord, I'm glad I have a pop filter.
Oh
Okay, so
Sounds
Cannonball
lovely.
benefits Northern Voices. I
Yep.
assume still
Yep.
Yep.
Every year it'll be.
does. Okay, so breaking down kind of, I mean, that's not necessarily a sponsorship for them, but it's the charity. Does Kannonball or Cactusball have any sort of charity backbone to
Absolutely.
them too? Or
Every one we're going to do is going to be, it does have some sort of charitable benefit to it.
Okay.
Do you want to speak about Project Linus or
Sure.
National Center for Missing and Exploited Children?
Yeah, so last year's Kannonball and this year's Cactusball raised money for National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Okay.
So like each team had a child that was missing off of the National Center's website, and
No, is that the
Yeah.
company, or not company, but the entity that like prints the missing children with like
Correct.
the age developed things that I see?
yeah, and
Okay.
they provide a lot of other services. They work with law enforcement.
Okay.
They provide like age progression photos and that kind of thing.
Sure.
So we raised some money for them on those past 2 rallies, and then this Kannonball next week we're making blankets for Project Linus,
Okay.
which provides blankets for children who are in the hospital or who are in foster care. And
Okay.
yeah,
Very nice.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not as philanthropic as I probably should be, but it warms my heart that people are actually taking my hobby and pleasure and making it nice.
Even just the awareness aspect of it is
Right.
really crucial for us.
Yeah.
It's- especially with something like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It's for that was mainly about just getting the exposure because all the cars had pictures of that specific kid.
That's huge. Yeah.
So even if a person walked by and saw that sticker and hey,
Well,
Yeah.
Mi-
You're
Like, that
Minnesota's
looks a lot
like
yeah.
Mi-
It was-
Minnesota's like up there for like one of the states with the highest numbers of human trafficking coming through the country. Like it's like Minnesota
Yeah, the
and
Twin
like
Cities specifically.
yeah, the Twin Cities. I think like New York City, like Florida and California. But it's like and those other ones are like like obviously port cities. Like Minnesota is we have ports and we do have a border, so it's
and it also
yeah.
follows the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
in,
does.
In
yep.
all seriousness, like when it was
Yeah.
at Arizona a couple years ago, it spiked dramatically. So when we were down for the Cactus Ball, we always pull kids from that local area. So it was
Yeah.
all a bunch of kids from New Mexico and Arizona. when we did Minnesota, it was like 47 Minnesota kids, and
Yeah.
like we had to pull 3 or 4 from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It was cool. By the time they actually ran the rally, we had like 7 kids were
Yeah.
found.
Yeah,
That's
it was
huge.
awesome.
Yeah, it was
That's
really cool.
really
I mean,
cool.
We didn't do anything. I mean, it was just kind of cool that to
Right.
see these kids are actually getting found.
They're
Yeah,
actually
super
doing
nice.
so, well, because we
Yeah.
see them at the milk cartons and stuff. It's
Right.
like it's always the same kid for like a decade.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to see that they're actually like being found and like coming home and
I mean, that
stuff.
is super
It was
nice.
it was cool. Creative Color made found stickers, so we put
Yeah.
the sticker over their faces.
Oh,
It was
excellent. All right.
awesome. It was really really
That's
cool.
We
really
should talk
cool.
about Creative Color too. They're an excellent. I don't know if they're a partner or a sponsor. or
They
whatever,
are
Yeah.
but
been
they're
with us.
they're
They're
fabulous.
wonderful.
Yeah.
They are wonderful. Yeah.
So if you guys want to plug up
Creative
any more than
Color
that,
in
feel
Bloomington. They do all of our livery. Sorry.
Livery.
Excellent
livery.
quality 3M vinyl that
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
peel
the
your junk
best.
apart when you take it off.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's worse. It's the best stuff. It's
Yeah.
expensive as you know what, but it's great.
No,
Yeah.
we do have some actually really good screen printers in town. Like, it's actually there's some places I've been that like they
Well, it's
just
not really
kind of
screen printing, but yes.
Well, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
sticker makers. Like, there's some towns that like just genuinely suck, but between like Straight Design and Creative Color and stuff like that, like you have
And
some
even like 10 Pros Platinum.
Temp
good, a lot
Pros.
of
Like
good
we
stuff
have
to
some
do,
like
too.
very good talent here
Mm-hmm.
because these are also like these are
And not even
you know,
just for the printing and the nice quality product. I mean, anyone can technically do that with expensive stuff, but like how well Creative Color wraps cars,
exactly
and things like
It-
that.
well,
I mean,
it's-
that's not something
you
you
have
can
the
just
you have
buy.
the you have the designer that actually works for them, and you actually have the people applying it, and it's outside of Minnesota. It's kind of hard to find all that in one place. I mean, even pristine detail, like they do vinyl wraps and everything as well. But and it's like it's
No,
vinyl
Minnesota's
wraps-
the gem. I
vinyl
agree.
wraps here, like, and yeah, vinyl stuff comes out way better than it does in like some parts of California.
And Brent with Creative Color, we sit down, we kind of talk about each kit, what they're going to look like, and he's the one who actually puts them
Puts
to
them
life.
together.
It's,
That's really
it's-
cool.
It's
Yeah,
he's very
is he the one that
talented.
actually does like the graphics backbone of that? Because I mean, that's all very impressive.
I'll draw it out, kind of like what we want to have done, and then he'll actually put it.
Realize it.
Yeah,
Nice.
realize it. It's pretty cool.
I don't think one of your daughters drew it. It's all in crayon usually.
Right, usually.
That's going to be next year. It's just going to be the
Just wait.
straight up crayon drawing
Just wait.
printed on vinyl. That'd actually be
Yeah,
kinda
we
cute.
better some really cool ideas for Cannonball's leveling next year.
Yeah.
Teams are going to have, I'm thinking 5 different options they can choose for their car.
Okay.
And I can't talk about it right now, but it'll be cool.
Well, I haven't bought my car for the rally next year yet, so
You're not going to take the M3 again?
no. Although I really like that the vinyl kit covered up all the rust on the car.
It's rusty?
Yeah, it has
you wouldn't know.
200,000 miles on it. It's
Oh,
got,
wow.
It needs like $3,000 in rust repair and body work.
Okay.
But I also bought it for like nothing. So.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm not taking that again. I had a great time on it. You know, I'd owned the car for 18 hours when I took it on the rally last year.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So when you see it with Pusheen in the video, that car is 18 hours in my
Maybe
my
I'll-
Nice.
ownership.
Nice. I love Pusheen. That's like I look forward to Pusheen every single
I'm
year.
taking
I'm
a-
like it's gonna be in the backseat. It's gonna be amazing.
What
It's going to be tough in a convertible 2 seats.
what
this
about
next
your
You
year,
could
but
just
we're
get
gonna
like
do it.
like a 5-point harness for it.
Or your M5. What about that?
I mean, just look around. I mean, I could take anything. It'd be fun.
We can't take that Denon right there.
Sure, I could. I don't want to. It's not automatic.
Well, it's also okay.
I don't know how to drive that.
Yeah, it's weird. Every time you get
It's not
into it,
mine.
you sprain your ankle.
Yeah, like I jam my foot into the floor so hard on the left side that I
Has anybody else
dislocate my ankle.
ever actually like sprained their ankle from like smashing their foot on like what should be a clutch?
No,
and
you
just
hit the
messing-
brake pedal and hit your head on the
Yeah.
steering wheel.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. That happens to me too. Well, I mean, like first startup, when I started working at Maury's, like back in the day, I remember there was a time I had a customer was just like in a rush to like go pull a car up for him, and I like every car I'd been driving for the last 5 years like had been just manuals, and so I slam my foot down, I catch the edge of the dead pedal and just roll it over.
Oh,
And I'm just like sitting there.
painful to
Oh,
listen
it was
to.
awful. And I'm like sitting there, like pretending it didn't happen. So I like sell the car. I sold the car, which I felt like a hero from doing. But then I'm like sitting here. I'm like the rest of the day. I just have my foot up. I'm like, I just want to die. what's this worth the sale?
you just take it back. I want my ankle back.
I want my ankle back, please.
So speaking of automatics and manuals, Tyler, what do you drive daily?
I've got a TRD Pro 4Runner.
I saw
that
that.
fifth gen?
Yeah, it's cool.
I think so. Was it a
The
fifth gen?
current generation.
Yeah,
Fifth
whatever
gen.
the current is. Yeah.
It's a 5th gen.
It's a 2016.
I saw it
Yes, it
on Polo
is.
Run
It's sweet.
Yeah, that's not a
Did you see it before or after it went into the ditch?
before.
Gotcha.
Probably before.
That was
After
fun.
was even better though.
It's a bummer that that's an automatic, but is that your only car?
It's automatic
No,
anyway.
I've got a Hellcat. I've got a 2016 Hellcat. That's a manual.
I thought it was a
transmission.
Hello Kitty.
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay. But that is a
He's
6-speed,
like-
which is rad.
That is
To
a
see is
6-speed.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
buddy.
pretty with that.
I've never actually seen it. It's always just engulfed in smoke
Right.
from burnouts. So, I mean, I don't actually know what it looks like. But apparently you're going to put some louvered rear window covers on it,
I
which
am.
is going to be
It's
really
gonna look
rad.
I should probably do that.
That's really dope.
They're only a couple $100 too. So
Oh,
even just for the
totally.
sake of
Hell-
taking them
it's-
on and
so
off
it's
once
a
in a
I
while.
Hellcat
expect
Challenger.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'd
expect
say
that
that'd
to
be
be
even more
on for
goofy
the-
if it was
With
louvers
the
on
Charger?
a
No.
Charger.
Oh,
no.
ooh.
You louver every window
You
except for like,
can't
the
get a
front.
Charger Hellcat as a 6-speed.
Yeah, you cannot.
I
which is a
didn't know that. There you
huge
go.
bummer.
That is a massive bummer. So.
You could probably swap it since the transmission exists. But
Yeah.
anyway, Molly,
My daily is really boring.
What is it?
Because I work in really crappy neighborhoods. It's a Hyundai Veloster.
Is it manual?
what is it wrapped
is.
like right
There you
now?
go. That's not boring.
I left some of the
Dinosaur.
candy cane.
Okay.
Left some of the candy cane white stripes on it. so it's
Okay.
red. Yeah.
Do like a Reptar livery.
I got a
Oh,
3D
man.
printed badge that says Velociraptor, and I replaced the Veloster.
Can we talk
badge.
about
I got.
why it's wrapped like a candy cane?
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's
we
one
totally
of
should.
our one of our favorite things
Yeah.
that we
Then
do with
absolutely.
with the Cannonball
you
is
just
that
talk over us then.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Every December we do a all the Cannonballers kind of take their daily drivers and we decorate them with Christmas lights and Christmas decorations and whatnot, and then we do a parade for the Children's Hospital.
Oh, that's
and-
really cool.
Kind of looks like a holidazzle
Yeah.
parade, and
Kinda
so we go by
holidazzle.
the hospital. It's
I feel like I
super cool.
should know about this, but
We've done
I
it
feel
now
like you
for
have
2
to come.
years.
Do it in the Ferrari.
no.
Done
The
that a few
heater,
times.
nothing sucks.
It's like the first.
So Creative
first
Color was
response.
nice enough to make her car look like a candy cane, which
Perfect.
was fantastic.
I remember seeing the
Yeah.
renderings for that wrap, but I don't know if I ever actually
It
saw
was,
it in the
it was
flesh.
super dope because kind of the thing with it was that we were going to fill the candy cane car, and I think we filled it, and then I think we also filled the trunk of your car, the 4Runner, and brought all those toys to the kids in the hospital, and then they have a big toy room, so if someone doesn't have a Christmas present or a holiday present, they can go in there and pick out their own holiday
Oh,
present.
holiday present. Wow,
Yeah.
And
so
then we
PC.
had remember
Wow.
this year we had
oh yeah.
We
we
That's-
filled
that's
up
hella
4
rad.
carts of toys
Yep.
for them.
It was crazy.
yeah, we had
When I say it was
everyone-
filled, it was filled.
everyone.
Carts? Oh, like shopping carts.
They had like big, yeah.
It's like
Okay.
those standing wheeling carts.
Yeah.
oh my god.
I don't go shopping
So
very
people-
often. I'm sorry.
It's like the hospital, those big hospital carts.
Okay.
Big those. Anyway,
So it's like
people,
a food gurney.
like a food gurney. Yeah,
Okay,
people
cool.
got presents from everywhere. And they got donations and stuff. And they went and bought toys, and everyone dropped off toys. It was great. We had probably
was
what
super fun.
40, 50 cars
Yeah,
participate.
and
this
it
year.
looks so cool because some people put one of those big inflatable like
Oh,
snowmen in the
nice.
back of their truck,
Very
and
cool.
then like some people
The
had like
helicopter. Remember the
yeah,
Santa
the
helicopter?
helicopter. Someone made the back of their hatchback look like a snow globe when you look through the window.
my
It was
God.
so cool.
And
People
Marquis
get
had the
so great.
fireplace.
Yep, there was a fireplace in the back window of a WRX. It was fucking dope.
Then we had
Oh, sorry, can I swear?
What? Oh yeah.
10-foot.
I,
Yeah,
I
we-
did
we
take
get-
off
we
the
get one or
explicit
two.
tag, but
Okay.
like
Yeah, we
so
get one or
far
two
it's not
F-bombs.
going well. So I'm just gonna wait until we get flagged, and then I'll put it back on if we can. Like it doesn't seem like it matters.
Okay, good.
Until some guy at FedEx is listening to us and like drops the F bomb. Some old
My
lady has a
mother
heart
listens to
attack.
this, and like she didn't care when we were just going all out. So
What's
it's
also
probably
your
fine.
mother?
She's the sweetest lady ever.
Yeah, she's. You know
What
she
she,
did have a
where did I
problem.
come from?
Was
I
it
have
Linda?
no idea.
Linda Berger?
Yeah.
Oh, you know
She's
his
been in the
mom?
district for. Yeah, we were at a charity event here at the Motorplex last weekend. She left her name tag. There you go. She's also a calligrapher. If you couldn't tell by her still excellent handwriting.
That's
Yeah,
Very
wow,
impressive.
that's phenomenal.
You
I
never
thought that
know. She
like-
was almost 70. No Michael J. Fox going on there at all.
You're
No.
gonna now she's gonna be mad at you because
Yeah.
like you called out her.
I don't care.
her age. All right, suit yourself.
She was born 11/150. There you go. Have fun.
She's 2 years older than my parents.
Anyway,
Her birthday's coming up. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. So what
Sorry,
time?
Mom.
Gonna mention.
So
her on
what
the
time in the winter
podcast.
is it like a consistent thing, or you just like post about it 6 weeks ahead of time and just have people show up?
We
or-
we talked about a date.
December 8th is what we talked
8th,
about, but
yeah.
that's a little tentative still.
Yeah.
Because we had to coordinate with the hospital so
So
that they can
officially,
let. Yeah.
it's that
Yeah.
day. Sounds good.
Yeah, they
Everyone,
let-
write it down.
They let all their kids know so
Okay.
that they go over to the rooms that are
Nice.
overlooking the little place that we drive by. It's a little holidazzle parade. It's super
And then
fun.
you
Doing
did-
a drive-by on the children.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
Wow.
drive around to the front and then around the back of the hospital and just
Mm-hmm.
kind of do a continuous loop for
Oh,
about
cool.
half an hour.
Which
Yeah.
hospital is it?
It's at Implants, University of Minnesota, Masonic.
Oh, that's the shiny like purple green one
Yeah.
that's right
Yeah,
by
yeah, yeah.
Augsburg. That's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
by my
Really cool.
college.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nice.
And it's great. I mean, we
Small
always you look up into the you can see the rooms and you can see the silhouettes of the kids watching. You know, it's in waving at us. It was awesome.
It's so
Oh,
cute.
It's really
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 cool.
fun. Then we end up with a party someplace offsite. and-
Not at the hospital.
Probably
Not
don't
the
invite the
hospital,
children
no.
to this party. I
Don't want,
guess.
No.
don't want a
No
bunch
kids,
of
but-
drunk adults.
Do you drive on public streets with illuminated Christmas lights?
We do.
We
Do you
do.
get pulled over at
We
all?
never have.
So
knock
far,
on wood.
no.
Nice. That's pretty good. This
It's
is
just
actually
for the
wood, so
kids.
feel
Yeah,
free.
I did.
I mean, I was a little concerned about the helicopter, the inflatable helicopter on the top of a car, and then he was going about 40 down the highway, and it was just flattened.
Yeah.
I was like,
You just got to get a wild and wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man and dress him up
Yep.
in some.
that's
holiday-
gonna be next.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
Also, that's a really hard thing to say fast.
Wacky incredible.
It's that
flailing arm
lucky
tube
cat that's
man.
helping with that.
Wild and wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man.
Oh my god.
There you
All
go.
right. Continuing on. Pushing
You should be an
through.
auctioneer. That's impressive.
Have you ever listened to that song Scat Man?
yeah.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that you?
Yeah,
that's me, man.
That's him. And
Not,
John.
I'm not that good, but yeah, auctioneer maybe.
I don't know.
I'm good at getting money out of
You,
people.
you should
so
try.
why
You
not?
should try scatting. Do like a EDM record where you scat the whole time.
I do my scatting in an enclosed private room, Ryan.
You have a very nice scat room.
Thank you. I wanted one of those toilets for my home after I got this place, and then I looked at how much they cost. I'm like, I'll just come down to Chanhassen.
Is it
Hey,
heated?
What's that?
Is
It
a-
is.
Nice.
It's heated and it wipes your
Japanese
butt for you
Yeah.
with water.
And it
It's-
even has
it's
a
got
front.
a front carriage
front
thing.
yeah. So
For
feel free to
wi-
try the
wiping
front
your
carriage.
testicles.
Tyler's like, excuse me.
You did quick commercial break here.
A brief intermission. Something about Cracker Jacks. I don't know. Just you go. Yeah. But anyway,
The first time Corey ever, our sound editor, ever used it, he just goes in the bathroom and about like 5 to 10 minutes later, you hear, "Oh my!"
So is that good, huh, Corey?
It's very accurate.
fair enough.
That's
Well, I mean, I'd certainly want to hear more about anything that you guys have. Do you have other, like, I mean, we already talked about Creative Color, but do you have other people that back you and do significant stuff for you that you want to plug? Or
Biggest one is Alex Bellus.
Yeah.
oh,
Alex has been.
Hi,
with-
Alex.
hello,
You're
Hi.
here.
hi,
Yep.
Alex Bellus Photography.
I take
Alex has been
pictures.
with me for 11 years now with Cars and Coffee.
Like with you?
It's true.
With
Oh my.
So he's
Is your
been,
wife
uh,
No.
She's okay with it.
yeah, so he started with us literally the first show he was there.
Third wheel.
And he's been
Yep.
with us, and he's been the wonderful asset to the show and the rallies. He's devotes so much time and energy to it. He's fantastic. We love him.
Aw, thanks, man.
Yeah, Belly, I've seen you around since. I mean, I've been coming to the CNC since 2 venues ago when it was at Shady Oak Caribou. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw you at those, but I definitely saw you at all the Motorplex ones, even when
Yeah.
all these buildings were still under construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that weird guy standing out in the really cold, rainy weather with his camera? Oh, that's Belly.
Yep. Getting sick.
I don't think.
Getting sick.
Yeah, how many times have you been like violently ill from like standing out getting pneumonia?
A few. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Well,
Hazard pay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, they're good photos. I've shamelessly stolen and tried to credit you in every single one of them that you've. I do tag you in it because I feel
Yeah.
bad, but like, yeah, they're so good.
Crop out the watermark first.
No. They never have watermarks on them.
They usually
I don't know
don't.
what you're talking about,
Right?
But like every good photo I have of my Mercedes is like from you.
Have you had to? Have you ever had to actually call somebody out about cropping out your watermark
yeah.
before? Yeah, I've done
Yeah,
that too.
all the time.
That's the worst.
I want to
It's
see you
so
get like
annoying.
really like medieval on somebody. for
Oh, no,
taking one of
it
your
doesn't
photos.
happen.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I do it.
So you're
don't,
not-
don't get me
He does it
wrong.
on my behalf.
Okay, I could. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be. On
I
Molly's
like
bad
doing
side.
it because I'm very petty and I just love throwing shade as much as I can.
God.
So
We should be best.
yeah, I know, right? I'm like a master of shade, but
I want to brief you guys on a story we talked about briefly on the last episode, but we were at the second Wheels of Italy at Calhoun Business Executive Center.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Black Countach 50th
Yeah.
anniversary, 25, whatever it
I'm
is.
not sure if you know him. Awesome, the Indian guy with the mustache.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, he had his Countach there. He's just standing next to it looking all suave as he does. And there's this, I don't want to be too defamatory here, but
This teenager, basically, yeah,
with
A youth.
a Snapchat with one of those like phone holding
with the pop socket on it. and
pop
everything.
socket
Yeah, yeah.
dildos
And
on
they're
the
like-
back side of it, just like Snapchatting this thing at an angle, like super up close in the back, not taking anything. Like the clutch with the keys attached to it, like falls out of her hand and hits the Countach
Shut up.
in front of Ryan. And I've never seen somebody like leave a car show and like look like they're contemplating ending their own lives after being berated.
So this is what happens. Like awesome, he doesn't say anything. He just goes, "Hmm." You know, I'm not sure if you've ever seen him when he's like actually like mad at a car show at
Oh,
somebody.
I
he,
could
like,
tell.
He like taps his lip or something like that. He goes,
Yep.
And
It's very accurate.
I just like tell this lady about her life until she just leaves the show. I was pissed.
Oh man,
It's just one of those things. I don't know. It's like,
it made me so proud.
Bullshit.
well, I also Doug DeMiro got the same treatment for me too when he said some inflammatory things about defamatory things about
Inflammatory
Lexus.
would be something you take an anti-inflammatory.
You want
to
some
try to
Advil?
Well, just some defamatory things about Lexus
How about a
ES.
Tums?
But I know he caught my shade too. So I'm just throwing it out all over the world, just
Yeah.
like a bird, just pooping on everything.
You just take a crap on everyone.
Yeah, just if you're being a dick at a car show, I'm gonna tell you about it. So
I'm a dick at a car
Do you,
show.
Alex, you remember a certain red Lamborghini that a little boy was posed next to? And when he got up, his back hit the mirror and cracked the mirror.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's okay.
It couldn't
Now you own
happen.
it was a douche.
It couldn't happen
Oh,
to a
good.
better owner.
okay, perfect.
But this kid was there with his friend and his friend's parents.
Yeah.
So his parents weren't even here.
Okay.
And
Uh-huh.
so the family had to make a homeowner's claim to pay for the mirror.
Oh my god, how much does a mirror?
Was this a Murcielago?
The guy wanted it was a Murcielago. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the car.
$8,000. He wanted
Oh my
$8,000 for the
God.
mirror.
We just bought a Murcielago, so I'm gonna make sure that I don't mess up
Bubble
the
wrap
mirror.
those suckers.
Don't let kids near it. Just don't.
No,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
that sounds insane.
I'm pretty sure there's some extra padding in that number too.
Oh, I
but,
would think so. Yeah. The
that's
climate
just-
control panel's bad in ours, so I'm
Yeah,
wondering
see-
how much that's gonna cost to
So
replace.
this
Where is
girl
it?
I should say like she
upstate
wasn't a
New York.
teenager, isn't like under 18. She was like 19, maybe 20ish. Like she was like
Should have known better. Is what
yeah,
you're
like
saying.
she should have known better. Like she was a young adult, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like she was like 14 or something. Like
Right.
Right.
no, this girl's like definitely like
I
you
will.
know,
I will
early
punch
college.
a kid though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're on that level, but I will.
There,
punch a child.
there are some that I've met. There's this one that I've met named Linda who I don't like, but
Not my mother,
Okay.
man.
no, not your mother. No, it's like the one person born after like 1970 named Linda. So,
Okay.
I was gonna
yeah.
say that's a very
kinda
Yeah,
Older name.
she's like
Sure
she's like
name.
11.
It's like a
but
Gladys.
She's
know,
like
you don't
11
really
and named
hear,
Linda, and she's just awful. She comes into my shop
What
every
up,
now and then,
Linda?
just like starts trouble. I'm just like,
Listen,
I
Linda.
want to punch her across the street. It's just so aggravating. She,
Why is she in your shop?
well, it's a good question. She's like, her and her little brother just like roll their bikes through my shop. I'm like, get out of here! Like,
know if
you
you
are
knew this,
literally
but,
not. It's
I
like
feel
it's
like
one of those things like
you're getting shaken down by like a really tiny
Shook.
gang.
basically,
Shook
yeah. I
down?
mean,
Or just
shook
shaken
down.
down?
by,
Shooked
Shaken
did.
down.
But it's
Shook
one of those
did.
things where it's
you,
like
burger.
it's like have you like when you have a kid and you tell them not to do something and they just straight up say no,
right.
and they're like they're like, what are you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Like,
you
I
have to
can't
either go,
anymore.
them.
you know what? I'm gonna tell your mom, and she goes, yeah, tell him what up. And I'm like,
Oh.
that was my end game. I don't have anything left. She's one of like
She
those
called
little
your
kids.
bluff.
I'm
She called my
gonna date
bluff.
your mom. I'm gonna become your stepdad. Now what?
and then throw out all your toys.
That allowance you've got,
That's good. That's
gone.
really good.
I'm gonna never call her back. That'd
be hilarious.
Wow.
You should definitely do that.
Oh my word.
Linda has it coming.
This podcast is just full of misanthropy. So
Yeah, it really is.
you just have to hate the world, basically.
Yeah,
At
basically.
least on some level.
And inflammation.
and inflammation.
Yeah,
That's like-
apparently we also need an Advil sponsorship. So,
Yeah, so-
Advil, if you're listening, Ryan is in
the
desperate need
the
of
Doug
your help.
DeMiro thing was Doug DeMiro was making fun of his Uber driver for driving a Lexus ES, and the Uber driver said like trying to scratch the paint because like Doug DeMiro like brushed up against the paint on like this brand new car with his like jeans on, and
Did he
or
scrape
I hope
his
he's
face
wearing
mole
pants.
across it?
yeah.
In an Uber.
Yeah, rubbed his like face mole on it or something.
I just tried to
But
play against Ryan's
so no,
strengths.
anyway, so he and he's like, and he basically said like the Uber driver told me not to scratch his car. He was driving a Lexus ES. If he only knew. And I'm like, dude, what does it matter what car he drives? Like, just don't be a dick. I responded back to him. I called him an insufferable prick because like I just do not like him at all.
Yeah, but
caveat.
Bellus is good friends with Doug DeMiro.
Sorry.
We're really good friends.
Well,
It's got a little
now
awkward.
now
in
now it's a
Molly,
thing.
you're sitting
fairness,
between.
A Lexus ES is a great Uber car because
It
it's
is
reliable,
a great Uber car.
comfortable,
It is.
fuel efficient.
But I
I
mean,
don't know, it's just
that's
one of
probably
those
that
things.
dude's pride and joy.
Yeah,
though.
but I mean that's the thing. If somebody's like, it
Does
doesn't
anyone
matter.
take pride in Lexus ownership?
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, probably that guy. But it's like, all right. So like, are you like just like go out and like key somebody's like Mitsubishi Mirage?
No, just
I've
Alexis.
done that.
I think there's one thing we're missing here. Did he have jewels on his pants, like in his jeans? Like,
Vajazzles?
God.
Were they vajazzled?
I don't know. I don't think you know
Doug
Doug
DeMiro
better
is a
than me.
very modest man. He would not bejewel his jeans.
That's different. If they are vajazzled, then we have an
Alex
issue.
really wants that Doug DeMiro
Did you
friend.
call it vajazzled?
Yes.
That's what Eric just said.
So the thing is,
I deliberately called it the wrong thing for
Vajazzle.
comedic effect.
Yeah, it worked.
Do you guys
Get on my
remember what
level.
vajazzling is?
Oh my word.
we
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah. Okay.
we don't have to
Eric-
remember what it is.
You don't have to. You know.
Eric is actually currently vajazzled.
Yes, he is currently vajazzled. If you guys are not aware,
Vajazzled.
Vajazzled.
Excuse me.
I just
it was-
looked. I went.
it was brought to our attention on
Oh
Top
yeah, I'm not
Gear.
putting pants on. Screw all
It
y'all.
is brought to our attention on Top Gear that there is a product called vajazzling, which is bedazzling your
Lady vegetables.
your bits.
Can I just say that I feel really bad for all of your girlfriends right now?
I don't have
because
one.
Vajazzling is amazing.
Okay, cool.
Let's do
That
it.
sounds like it would be really abrasive, Molly. Abrasive.
It just ruins all of your panties.
fucking know.
It just rips it apart from the inside out.
I don't think it's an actual thing. Like legit, I don't
Oh,
think it's an actual thing. I
it
think
totally
it's like,
is.
It's like something that a bunch
Belly,
of people in like.
what happened to your
California
lips?
got into.
Don't go
Right?
don't go
Why
on the
is lips
internet, Molly. It's a thing.
Sparkly.
Lips are all cut up. What's going on? Do you want to borrow my chapstick?
That's where
And I-
herpes simplex D comes from. That's not a thing. Don't worry.
J for jewels.
Jay? Jewel.
Oh no,
Ooh.
vajazzle is a real thing. I just
Oh,
googled it.
What did you use my internet to do
Uh-oh.
just now?
Do you turn
That
safe
is an actual thing.
It's a form of genital decoration.
Yes,
so
it
it
is.
doesn't specify that it has to be female genitals. Hence, burger.
He looked it
Hence
up on the
burger.
pink computer.
He just
Vajazzle.
Yep, I opened it up. I made a real tab. This is,
Wow.
Sorry, Gianna.
It's not even incognito. is
It's
it?
not
No, you're
incognito.
just going.
Ryan is never incognito.
No, I'm not.
He's always very cognito. I don't know if that's a thing to be like extremely cognito. but,
Extremely cognito.
I'm really enjoying this bunny trail that we've gone down.
the podcast is actually all tangents like this, but we really wanted to make sure that like you guys
Yeah,
got
This is
to
actually
talk
a-
about Never
This is
55.
originally a podcast about home decor. It's really weird. It just like really went off the rails within seconds of the first episode.
That's not true. For the record, that's not true.
It's not true at all.
But I mean, yeah, it's been fun so far. So if you guys have anything additionally to plug or talk about, feel free to bring it up. Otherwise, we'll probably just start going into regular topics, and you guys can certainly chime in on that stuff too. And we'll finish out the episode that
We're
way.
good?
But
Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
All right,
Sounds
so
good.
Oh, do
one
you
of
want
the
to
things.
Sorry.
No, no.
wow,
what's up?
Molly, I
Yeah,
thought you said we're
we're
good.
Sorry,
done,
I'm
and
not
then
good
comes
at
up with
this.
something else.
Do you want to tell people where to register?
Yeah,
For-
yeah.
Oh,
that's the
yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You gotta
Sorry
do
about
that.
that. Yeah,
No.
the next.
You can cut us off at any time. We do it anyway. So.
Okay, cool. So Kannonball registration opened up a couple weeks ago.
Hell
We're
yeah.
already 50% full.
I'm on the deck of cards this year. What's up?
Go to cannonfall.com. Sorry,
On the deck of cards.
cannonballrally.com
Yeah.
We'll
with a
have them
K.
talk about that too.
And you can register there. And also cactusballrally.com is also open for registration.
These are extremely confusing URLs.
I know.
They're all cactus cannonball.
Can you guys briefly talk about the deck of cards that I graciously made it onto this year?
Yeah.
Deck of
Finally,
cards?
3 years
Yeah.
later.
The first
Right?
52 teams
I
that
suck.
register get
What?
featured in the Cannonball Deco cards.
Oh, I like
man.
that. That's actually kind of
And
cool.
It's so Jeff
That's in the-
Belzer sponsors the cards for us, and we get to pick the first 52 teams that register, and then they get featured on the cards. And
Hell
every
yeah.
every team gets a couple deck of cards, and
The goodie
They're-
bags are lit.
there's a bunch of stuff in there, so it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love the apparel. I'm really curious to see what you guys come up for a shirt this year. So
Mm-hmm.
I still wear the 2 or 3 that I've got all the time.
Good.
So.
It's actually
Cannonball
good. It's going to be a
sweat's
silhouette
pretty good
of
this
your
year.
vajazzled
The sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bits.
It's going to be kind of like just a sparkly kind of triangle situation, like an
Yeah.
upside triangle. And then you doing that for some ungodly
You can order
reason.
We went all out. We got OLED flexible panel shirts, and it's just
Whoa.
Wow. I like that. I like that look too. Just kind of a little bit of
that's my inner autism coming out. So.
So, all right.
Moving on to the first topic then.
Yeah, this one actually came up to me because I was actually having a discussion at work with one of my other coworkers about why I like the R107 more than the
That's
R129.
actually the second topic we've got today here, Ryan.
Oops.
Oh damn.
But feel free to do that one first.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So on episode 52, last Saturday, we talked briefly about the 5 worst selling cars currently, in the United States right now.
Most of them I forgot were still made.
Yeah. One of them was the Jaguar XJ, which I was a little bit surprised by. And I just saw that Jaguar is actually thinking about completely getting rid of all of their gas and diesel engines over the next 5 years and just going all EV.
So they're
And I'm
getting
just
their
gonna-
ass kicked by Tesla, so they're going to
Correct.
just compete directly with Tesla to have their ass kicked further.
I think that's actually a pretty good play because the I-Pace versus the Model X, we've talked about that
Yeah, we
a
talked
fair
about
bit,
that,
and it
but-
undercuts the Model X quite a bit in price. It's
Yeah.
way nicer to look at.
So Jaguar is going to be Tesla's Toyota.
Jaguar actually knows how to build a car. I know some people would argue
Well,
against that.
JLR's JD Power
Alex has a
reliability.
very good
But
point,
in terms
actually.
of build
Yeah.
quality
Oh,
compared,
compared
to
to a Tesla, absolutely. It
When
makes
was
them
the
look
last-
like a
few
Rolls.
steps above.
When was the last time
I think
that a
it's salty
Jag...
that Tesla didn't hire you. I think
Hey.
that's what's happening.
Wow.
No, that's fair. Same thing with me,
Existential.
too. There's a reason I was
Is
at
that
Subaru.
inflammatory?
So, actually, you bring up a good point, because I
Years
cannot
ago.
recall the last time the rear bumper fell off of a Jaguar, ever.
Yeah, actually, they're all still firmly in
Yeah,
place.
they're
Or
very
the
much
last
so.
time the
They're-
cruise control killed somebody.
They're very
Allegedly.
well. Now, hang on. They're very well known for their bumpers actually staying on Jaguars. They're actually renowned for that.
Yeah, it's one of their best qualities.
That
in
is
fact.
their best quality.
Jaguar. Our bumpers stay on.
Now the thing is that the cruise control, I can't.
autopilot,
I'm
you
sure
mean?
at some point there has been somebody that's put cruise control on a Jag and driven it into a building.
Were they fapping at the time?
I don't know. Maybe they're just a
I bet the guy in the Tesla was fapping. He probably
Probably.
put the orange on the steering wheel to trick it.
Are you currently fapping, Burger?
I was just now, but now I'm not. No.
hands up.
It's on camera.
Everybody up.
Jazz
I'm
hands?
keeping one down.
Oh my!
Like, I got this.
right.
But anyway, I'm just going to wildly assume that the poor XJ sales are leading Jaguar into ditching all of their combustion engines for the U.S. market.
You know, I'm kind of.
Also, when was the last time you saw a new XE or an XF on the road?
As I
Ne-
said,
never
I'm
a
pretty
clock?
sure.
The XE looks great.
It looks
No,
great.
it
it's actually a
looks
pretty good car.
It's
When was the
solid.
last time you saw one on the
Yeah,
road in earnest?
few and far between.
Yeah, like
I
every
saw
ti-
one as a
every-
loaner. That
I-
was the only one I've ever seen.
I told Burger like every single time I've ever seen one, it's been like a salvaged out one that's in like Northwest Minneapolis, owned by somebody with special financing. Like that's the only time I ever really
We
see.
traded our Dodge Journey in on this beast.
Yeah, I got this really cool car. It's awesome.
And don't they depreciate like rocks too?
That's
Oh, yeah.
exactly
So
why.
that's why nobody
you buy
buys
one a
them.
year old.
Yeah.
and
That's
it's
that's why
half
they
price.
that's why they end up in Northwest
Certified
Minneapolis.
pre-owned.
Exactly.
Well, I guess the trick is trying to find one that's pre-owned. So
Well, that's the thing. They put them into the loaner fleet so they can sell them as used.
What's interesting is like Land Rover seems to have it figured out because
Yeah.
like all their vehicles seem to sell like there's a wait list for Range Rover.
Well, yeah, those are finisher cars.
And those
so-
are expensive.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Really
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
The XE's not exactly a
Yeah.
high dollar proposition.
Wait, so for those of us who don't know, who are listening,
We need you on
obviously
this
everyone-
podcast
everyone
every
knows.
time, Molly, because like we
What's
go
a
so
finisher
far
car?
into the
You see,
It just feels like a really inaccessible term.
a finisher car. Haven't you ever seen? If you've ever watched "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,"
Yeah.
Dennis tries.
Dennis.
Yeah, he tries to sell his Range Rover.
I'll let
Oh, when
Ryan
it's in
just-
the lake.
Yeah, when
it's
he
fucking
tries to
hilarious.
sell it,
Right.
and this guy comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm just looking for a good starter car, and this would be great." He mumbles himself, "It's a finisher car. It's a starter car."
I like that.
Yeah, it's a finisher car.
a car to end your driving career with, not to start it. Yes.
Exactly. I get that. When you're at your peak, you
Correct.
get yourself the Range Rover
Might I point your attention to a Ferrari F355 Spider 6-speed
finisher car,
finisher car?
or in the collector terms, starter car.
Anyway, Ryan, why don't you tell us about the R107 you were talking
Yes.
about?
So, all
earlier?
right. I was talking about the R107.
Yeah.
And so
Or for the layperson, that's what the
Yes,
78
thank
to
you.
91
Yeah,
Mercedes
yeah,
SL
yeah.
chassis code, internal chassis code,
well, I don't think it was, I think it was earlier than 78. I think it's like 75 or something.
maybe 74 even. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
74,
they're- I
75.
think they're SLCs early
Like
on.
you're the one you're thinking of when you think of a Mercedes SL.
Obviously.
Yeah,
totally.
So
So lit.
So accessible.
that one's actually of all the SLs, that one's actually my favorite SL. Even though
Well, you're wrong.
now there's a reason for it.
No, your reason's still incorrect, but that's fine.
Even though it's not the best. It's not the best. It's
I feel like I'm watching like a
far and
Limp Bizkit
wide
slap
not
fight
the
between
most
you.
collectible. But I actually really do like that one a lot
Okay.
because I like it as the fact that it's a kind of upscale GT convertible that you can actually drive around and not have to worry about. And I like that it feels a little bit more mechanical than the R129.
Well, the fuel injection's very mechanical.
It's actually, by definition, continuous injection system. Yes.
Wow, thank you, CIS.
Yes, it is. And I like the way it looks. The European bumpers.
The Euro one, yeah, we
the
didn't get that.
No. But if you
We
get
got
the, if
the
you get the
big
Euro
crash
headlights,
bumpers and
the
the-
Euro headlights, you get the AMG Pentastars on it, and if you're really wild, get
It's called
like
Pentas. Pentastar is a Chrysler engine.
oh
family.
whatever. You know what I mean.
Okay.
And if you're really wild, you get one of those German tuning house like body kits on it. Like that is actually a very cool
Get
mini
a
car.
Zender kit for it.
Yes, perfect. A Zender kit and a TV antenna on the back. Perfect.
Oh yeah, the limousine TV antenna. Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah. So no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have a question about this SL?
First, I just wanted.
Can you just pull up a picture?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
I'll do
bring
it.
that
You-
up. Yeah. But no, the question is, what is your favorite Mercedes SL? Because I feel like that car has had a long enough life, and there's so many different versions. Like everybody should have a favorite version of that car at some point.
And they do. They're just
And-
the correct answers.
Is that different than what the most collectible one is? So not everybody's got like the 190 SL or a 300 SL going. So that's why
All right, there is a
felt-
Zender Euro R107, which is pretty
Yes.
much the best possible
That
looking
is
example.
Very pretty.
Yeah, see, that's why I like that car.
And
It's-
then let me
it's
let me
very
dig
cool.
up a picture of a stock U.S. market
Oh,
one.
the
there.
stock
excited.
U.S. ones. So you can find it in beige.
no
Just type
Pagoda.
in beige. Yeah, no, that is not a Pagoda. But the thing is that the Pagoda I like, but I like the R107 a little bit. It's a little bit wider. I like how wide the R107 is. Yeah, normally it does not look that good.
The one
yeah,
that Maurice
that's
has.
awful.
The Heritage.
Heritage has
a
one?
Heritage one, yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's like
Pagoda or R107?
R107.
Well, if you also like weird rotary engines, bringing it full circle.
Oh yeah, if you rotary swapped
You
one of
know.
these.
Perfect.
fun.
Yeah.
No. Well,
Three
yeah,
rotor.
But I was gonna say Maurice also has a rotary engine.
So
Yes,
as,
they do.
Something,
as my
something.
fabulous internet has just rendered this for us, that's what a U.S. market one looks like.
God,
typically.
that is a horrible safety bumper.
I mean,
It's a really
So-
bad
It really
safety
sticks
bumper.
Let's waffle back and forth between
stuff.
this Euro Zender car and this North American car in the same color.
The single headlights make a big difference.
Yeah, they do,
They
don't
do,
they?
and the bumpers make just as big a difference too. So
So see, that's why I say that the R107. I think the R107, once you do stuff to it, like the value for money, like that's why I prefer it. Like I would go for that because plus it's appreciating and everything. It's not.
it's more expensive than a nice 129.
No, that is true. That is true. The 129 is more expensive, and having driven the R107 and the 129 back to back, I like the R107 because it's a little bit more mechanical feeling. You're not as separated from the road.
Do you know
as
what the
are.
R107 doesn't have?
A V12.
A V12, which is true. The V12 is a big deal.
Yes.
And look, I'm trying to find. This silver is such a boring color.
Black looks good though.
Black looks.
Yeah, black or
fine.
red.
Well, we have a red one, which is lovely. That's just like ours.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are good.
yeah, that looks properly good.
Boom.
I like that.
R129. There's the answer. Also, there's a V12. Not this one, obviously, but
Yeah,
I
no,
like the
that's
one
not.
before more though.
Yeah, see, it's
Wait, you should show her a
Hashtag fuck
pagoda.
you burger.
Oh,
Yeah, and we
you're
should
talking
have a
about a
pagoda.
pagoda.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope.
Pull up the pagoda.
All right.
the Pagoda was the generation right before the R129, so you'll see a consistent progression between.
the one before the
no,
107.
All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 107. That's what I meant to
Those
say.
fancy things on it.
Yeah,
What do you call them?
the louvers.
Louvers, thank you.
Yeah, that is the best looking SL.
Yeah, that looks really good.
That looks.
And again, these were offered Euro and non-Euro. This is a Euro headlight car that I'm pulling up here. So these are very classy.
Oh.
If you put a badge on the back of it that said graduate, it would really be lit.
Yeah.
See, but that's the
Hashtag
thing.
fuck you burger.
What's up? Come
I
at
like
me,
I like the
bro.
little slits at the bottom of the late model R129s. So
Yeah. Anyway, so
But they only did that for that one generation.
or
which means it
R107s. I'm
didn't-
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
R107s. Yeah.
Those?
Yeah,
or
the R107, not the R129. The
'Cause they-
R107.
they had like the molded.
Yeah,
what
I like
ridges.
this, and that's the late model. That's after
Yeah.
they did the 86.
But they only did
Again-
that for the one generation because it didn't look good and they got
So
rid
Ryan,
of it.
It did not look good
we've
without
been
it.
pulling up a lot of SL pictures. I'm sorry. Did you have a question about the
So
SL?
no, I asked the question. Like, what
I
what are
lost
your
it.
favorite SLs?
I don't think you asked that question.
Yeah, I did. I
You
said
did.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I did.
Oh, well then the answer is just R129. I mean,
R129.
Yep.
You guys all concur. I'm just the odd man out.
I mean the
Next question.
Pagoda's really good, but like the 129 is the best. car.
I'm tied.
You're tied between
yeah,
the
pagoda and
and
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Was dope.
I'm also the sort of
I
person.
won't be hurt if you pick a Pagoda.
I'm also the sort of person that would like a
Well, okay.
E21 because it is so much cheaper than everything else. So
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's the play for the 107 right now. If you get one with the big American bumpers and the nasty headlights, you can get a nice one for not much money. But 129s are also kind of getting into that territory now.
yeah,
I
that's
saw
true.
I saw a 129 with a V12 for like under 10.
Yeah,
Like,
you can get them. At one point in time, our car was
Not
worth
saying
less
you'd,
than
you'd
10.
sink another 10 into it to make it right, but I mean, just saying.
No, but I mean, like, you are going to get your money back on that car. So
I think we got ours in
yeah.
2003. We paid 21 grand for it. It's not worth that anymore, but I think at some point it probably will be again. Because it's a 97, and it's got the bi-xenon glass headlights, 5-speed auto, first year of that. It's got the better injection, and it's red. So pretty lit. It's also been in the body shop for a year.
Neat.
Yeah, because
I drove one with black on black with the V12 that had like 13,000 miles on
my.
it. But it'd been sitting for like 10 years, and so the interior was like covered in mold.
Ooh,
It was not good.
Nope.
No, ours is heavily
Nasty.
used. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's pretty gross. Also, those cars, they don't like to sit. They have a lot of technology and hydraulic suspension and things like that that just they go wrong.
Yeah.
they'll go wrong if left unused.
The thing to do is put 500 coil springs in it. Just call it good. So anyway, we've determined that either a Pagoda or a 129 is the correct answer to your question.
And I'm wrong,
And
but
on
that's
that,
okay. I will
yes.
happily be wrong.
SLs are all pretty good. I guess we can just leave it on that.
Yeah, you could do much worse than an SL. So
So moving right on to winter beaters with R107.
yeah, there you go.
What?
If you have an SL, you need a winter beater. Get
Buy
an
an
SLK
R107.
320 compressor.
No, don't do that. Just really don't do that. And it's a 230 compressor.
Oh, sorry.
So we live in Minnesota, an area where we have a lot of
Is that
road
those
salt.
hatchbacks?
no, that's the SL, the hairdresser SLK.
The little one
No,
from
the-
like the
the
late
Oh,
90s with the
C230.
retractable.
Tyler, do you have an
C230
input
coupes.
for what you would
Those
say
are
is
weird.
your favorite SL?
Where did you
Like
go?
even
Lighter.
even newer ones or older or
No, not really.
not really? Just
Yeah.
don't.
Not
I mean,
really,
I
not
like-
really into the SL thing.
No, not
Okay,
really. I'm not a
cool.
big convertible guy. I don't.
Oh, that's fair.
I just.
Well, then have we got an SL for you? It's called the SLC, which does not have an operable top on it.
And is R107. So here you go. Boom, tie.
That's also the worst vintage of the SL.
Nope.
Is it bad?
Nope. It's not bad. Nope.
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty
actually
bad.
the only one
Anyway,
with a
so
racing
if you
pedigree. It's
have-
the only one with a racing pedigree.
If you have a winter beater, wow, this microphone stopped working. I don't know what happened. If you live up in Minnesota and you have a winter beater, or if you have your nice car and you just put snow tires on it and run it, what are steps you can take if the thing's getting like 5, 6, 7 winters old to keep it from falling apart, keep
That's
it
a
from
good
rusting?
question.
Oh God, move.
That's
Like
Very
what
good
what do you guys do? Like for me, it's I immediately put a set of snow tires on it.
Yep.
I immediately get a set of WeatherTech floor liners for
Yep.
it,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
then I wash it all the time.
Yes.
And really good wiper blades too.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
really
huge
good
yes,
blades
too.
are
yes.
huge,
And
yeah.
I've heard some people like the Rain-X wiper blades. I don't know how those work, but like, do you get the spray Rain-X
No,
and
it's
regular
just a-
wiper blades, or
it's
do you
just-
get the
it's just a
Rain-X
wiper
wiper
Just
blade
using
blades?
the brand of
Random.
Rain-X to sell
Yeah.
wiper blades.
Are
they're
they like
just-
impregnated with something special?
No. They're
Okay.
just,
They're
basic.
just a wiper blade.
They're
Okay.
just branded.
Yeah.
They're
Hella
Chinesium.
basic. Ooh,
Hey, I have them, and yes, I am basic.
I know.
Actually, I like the Bosch wiper blades.
Okay.
The Bosch icons.
I
are really
like
good.
whatever is cheapest because I replace them
Jesus.
twice a year. Thank
Sorry.
you, Tyler.
I was just
We
looking
know
up-
you're still here. It's okay.
I just ordered some wiper blades, and I'm trying to remember what they're called. Hold
No,
on.
I milk my wiper blades to death. And, like they will, I will replace them once I cannot see in rain.
Alex Bellus, did you try the front or rear cleansing function on the toilet?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
You could have lied and said yes, and then just like you would have never known.
Like I powered
You-
through and did not yelp.
You would have heard me.
Vallejo? You guys ever use the Valleos?
Oh yeah, that's actually a
I've
really
used
good brand.
Vallejo.
Yeah.
All right.
So the question is what
What?
do you do to make sure your winter beater stays?
Oh, not even
Good.
necessarily winter beater, but like whatever car you drive through the winter, what steps do you personally take to like make it not deteriorate as quickly and or make it better?
Literally nothing. If it's my winter beater, I allow it to
Okay,
deteriorate.
fine. Assume it's a nice car that you're driving into the winter then.
The FJ is the first one that my FJ Cruiser is the first one that's like a nice winter beater. So I don't know. I'm
Did
gonna
you
be
say
nice
PT
to it.
Cruiser?
Yes. PT FJ Cruiser.
Oh my.
PTSD Cruiser.
Anyway, so actually,
You could be traumatized. That's okay.
owning a Mazda,
pretty great, I like
that's gonna be going into winter.
Yeah.
I am going to be just putting about 8 tons of bed liner on the bottom side of it, so it doesn't rust.
That just traps the existing rust in
well,
and
that's-
makes it rust out faster.
Well, what can I do to avoid rust on that? Because that's the thing. Like, it's not a matter of
Wire
overlay.
wheel.
You can move.
Wire wheel and 415.
Do dealerships still offer the rust
Yes,
undercoating?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really do?
Yeah.
yeah, they do.
And if you do it on a brand new car, it does work.
Yeah, it
But-
goes.
If you do it on something that's already got some surface rust, it literally will just trap that in there and just make it explode inside
So
out.
I guess I could just like grind it off. And
Grind it and then treat it with 415. That's your best option. So,
Also, wiper fluid is also pretty crucial.
headlight fluid?
wiper fluid.
Wait,
wiper fluid.
what is that?
Wiper fluid.
Windshield
The windshield wiper
windshield
fluid.
washer fluid.
Yeah. Like the stuff
Okay.
that doesn't freeze below a certain mark.
That's
that's
true.
huge.
It's like in the south they just put like water in there, or they
I
put
know,
like dish
so
soap into
weird.
their
Yeah.
water. I'm just like,
Oh, I had a real interesting one where I had somebody actually have like their reservoir cracked, their pump exploded, and they blew the hoses off because they were using straight water, and they like moved up from Alabama
Yep.
like last winter
When
when
I
it
bought
was
my-
like 20
That'll do it.
below.
Oh my gosh.
I bought
And
my
so
Boxster in Tulsa, and the
and, like-
wipers didn't work when I bought it. I'm like, crap, or the washer didn't work.
Yeah.
Then they worked when I got to Oklahoma because it was 40 degrees instead of 35. And then when I got back home, they stopped working again. I'm like,
Yeah, no, this one was
turns
like
out it had water in it.
they drove straight from like Alabama to Minnesota
Yeah.
and like got here was like super cold, and I guess like all the water was trapped
It's
in
99
there.
cents for a gallon.
Yeah.
Of the,
it's
you know,
Well,
the
if you
pollution.
get a good deal on it,
Yeah, but if you get some lake water, I
if
mean
you go to
that's free.
Holiday, it's like $2.79. Ain't nobody got time for that.
True.
Hey, just get the free lake water
you
and be
guys,
good.
you guys are also looking for a sponsor for your windshield washer fluid, aren't you? It's $2.79.
I get it from
We are
free from
Splash.
work.
the price of windshield. Sorry, what do you call it?
Splash
Windshield wiper fluid?
Yeah.
Windshield,
Washer
sorry,
fluid.
windshield wiper fluid is too damn high. That's all I'm getting at. There's too many.
Why don't people use salt water in that? It's all like a plastic reservoir.
I mean, that's what they're putting on the road anyway.
That's what I
Plus,
heard.
it would condition the road.
yeah
in the
exactly.
winter.
and it
But
wouldn't
then you're
freeze as
spraying it all
quickly.
over your car.
Just on the
Perfect,
windshield.
Right? No.
So is MnDOT. So
And then
It's
actually,
gonna end up
come
on
to
there
think of it,
anyway.
you have a really good air conditioner
Looking
like
for a
3 or 4
sponsorship from
summers
MnDOT.
when all the metal around your windshield rusts clean through. So it'll be perfect. Yeah, it's a great
all the
idea.
rock chips, that happen over time, right above your windshield, they're gonna do really, really well with all
You're
that
gonna
salt
do.
water.
You're gonna
Free
do
sunroof.
like. Actually, that works even another way because then you're gonna be like savagely tan from all like the like iron oxide that's embedded into your skin from being blown at your face. Yeah, it'll be perfect.
All right, Drew, let's
Savagely
go on to your
tan.
next topic here.
All right, what's that thing?
You have found the best
yes,
collection of
I
cars
did.
ever, apparently.
I need you to bring this up.
I
on
will, but
Craigslist.
I gotta take off the tractor article.
I was trying to help my.
You guys missed out.
I was trying to help my coworker find a Dodge Dart.
Why?
Well, you see,
Okay.
he really likes.
fine.
No. His favorite car is a '64. However, I'm in the mind that the '62 Dodge Dart is better in every way.
Oh, I
So
thought
we're
you
not,
meant a new one.
we're not talking about
You're not
the
talking
no,
about
I thought you
2015,
meant
the
to-
Alfa
no.
Romeo
I
Giulietta
No, a
was-
based
real
one?
one. No, a real one. No, no, everybody knows the correct answer is the '62 Dodge Dart is the best Dodge Dart. If
That's
you've ever
not
looked at-
correct. Like,
It is
the
a-
the
it is
new
a
one is
truly-
really heavy, but it's based on an Alfa Romeo Giulietta.
It is a
still
truly
not.
awful car, the '62, but I like pestering with it.
They're all-
Anyway,
they're all pretty bad.
I found this on Craigslist in Minnesota. Like it came up here, and look at this list of cars for sale in Milwaukee. It's like everything I've ever loved. Also,
Yeah, that's some pre-war shit.
oh yeah, Duesenberg
oh.
straight 8 racer, Duesenberg
Suppose I had a-
J505 Durham convertible sedan. If
Didn't one of those doozies just sell at auction for like 22 mil?
SSJ,
Yeah.
different one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still.
This person seems really unhealthy, and I don't want to meet
Oh
them.
God, look at that car! It's
And I'm me
phenomenal.
talking.
But
I see a couple V16s in there.
yeah, those are all Cadillacs. Nobody cares about that.
I mean,
They
what?
made a
I do.
V16 made less power than the Duesenberg.
I don't care. That's cool.
I like
But
all the
Duesenberg's
sweeping
cooler.
generalizations you guys make on this show.
That's
and
all
then
it
you
is.
completely stand by them.
Yeah,
Like,
we
no
do.
matter what. It's like
I don't want to meet this person.
I-
Also, why
I bet
would
they're
you
fun at
collect that
parties.
in Milwaukee?
Dude, there's
well,
some weird
Duesenberg's from
collections of stuff
Minnesota,
in
so.
people say the same thing about Minnesota.
Yeah, and this
They're
is where
like, oh, why is
Duesenberg's
there a
from
library?
originally.
Did you just
so.
equate Milwaukee
I'm
and
just
the
saying
Twin
people
Cities?
outside of Minnesota think that Minnesota doesn't have
So,
anything
Those
nice.
anyway,
people are idiots.
Obviously.
Duh.
I'm sure people in Milwaukee
Going
think you're an
down
idiot.
further on the list, there's actually some really cool stuff.
Sick burn.
So
Wow.
he's got
Yeah.
Pierce Arrows and stuff, which is like the largest production
Some aloe for
engines.
that brand.
And some flying Merkles.
Advil.
Yeah, it's as I say, like this is a cool collection of like weird pre-war crap. And
Ding
yeah,
it. Ding the bell. Ding the bell. He said pre-war.
There is
That's-
so
that's a
much
pre-war
pre-war
though.
in this thing, you could bring that thing the rest of the episode in earnest.
well, the thing is, all right. So what originally
Some
piqued my
Pierces?
interest is when I first clicked on it, I saw the picture of the Duesenberg straight 8 engine on a stand. I'm like, is this guy just
Would
selling
that
it?
fit in the Mondial?
No, but
No.
I'll put it in my Cressida.
There you go.
Make the same amount of power. But I saw the Duesenberg dual rated cam straight 8, and I'm like, that's really cool. Is this for sale?
Think of the valve. Think of the valve train mass in that cylinder head.
It's got to be insane. There's a reason that they made like
There's
200
like 15
horsepower.
torpedo-sized watermelons floating around in there.
It's a huge engine that makes less power than our Baja Bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
makes a lot more
How much
torque,
does your Baja Bug make?
I don't know.
So much.
It's a 1914 cc, so it might make over 100.
No, because that
That
actually
number is pre-war.
like the worst Duesenberg like straight eight you could get was about 100, and that was.
Okay.
But like these ones, once it gets to
Did you just say these ones?
no?
It's a sentence fragment.
Fuck off.
Collect yourself.
I don't care.
I
Anyway,
just said collect.
with these, they're now I've lost my total train of thought. No,
Good. It was a terrible train of thought.
it was a great train of thought. You're wrong.
Do you know-
Pre-war's better.
Do you know
Next
what else is pre-war?
question.
Advil.
Yes.
Damn.
Next question.
I like that he's already got the gist of the pre-war bell, though. It didn't
Yeah,
even
that's
take any
perfect.
explanation.
I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with a straight 8 dual overhead cam engine.
No,
That is
that's cool.
Phenomenal.
Everything else on
love
that
that.
list, I just couldn't be bothered. Moving on. I want to talk about old technology getting into new stuff then. Did you hear that the OJ Bronco is coming back in 2020, probably?
With OJ driving it?
I hope
Does
so.
it have
Can you
a?
imagine if Ford paid him to endorse it?
OJ edition?
I really hope
Juices
they have
on
an
the
OJ
loose.
Comes with an
white.
undersized
Right,
pair of
they
gloves
would.
in the glove box.
Like that would actually probably sell. Like if you had
They
an
would.
OJ white Bronco as a
you
special edition
imagine?
white.
It would. They would have to go through a lot of legal jargon, but I bet that'd be
I
fun.
think he's actually in jail.
Well,
so-
no,
I
no,
think
you
s-
you
Or did
you
he
don't
get
He's out.
you don't
Oh,
you don't
jeez.
you don't name it after.
Jesus, is he gonna buy a Bronco?
He probably will, because this is going to come with an optional 7-speed tremec manual transmission.
And a
Allegedly.
bloody glove.
We'll see.
Apparently.
That doesn't fit, so you must have quit.
That's true. No, if I really think like Ford actually should have like something like a juice white or was something.
Just like some really subtle, like in an option name, if you
Yeah.
look into the,
Yeah, if
the
you look
description
into
of
it,
the
there
option, like
has
the
to be a-
navigation system, like the juice-based navigation system.
You should narrate the navigation system. You know when it's like turn left. It's like turn left, bitch.
Y'all being followed.
You should be able to like select the route that he drove when the cops were chasing him.
And like when you're on that
special
route, regardless what the actual speed limit is, it just says 40 miles an hour for the speed limit.
Or what they could do, I guess,
Oh,
is
I
just
love
like
that.
let an aftermarket tuner like get into the nav and do that kind of stuff, or like
Yeah.
make Icon get a few of them and like do a juice edition.
Well, I'm sure it'll have Android
Sell-
Auto and an Apple CarPlay.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sure you could
Sell it with
develop to do
driving
that.
gloves.
I already referenced the undersized driving gloves in the glove box.
Yeah, no, sell with driving gloves. Make the driving glove one size smaller than it says it is.
I don't understand how I can make this any clearer. It's the thing I just said.
I know, but actually sell it.
Twice.
But it'd be
Okay,
even
fine.
funnier. Now I'm just elaborating
All
on
right,
it.
put a driving edition package on it. Sure, yeah, fine.
Driving edition package with a low crawling gear. 7th gear goes to 40.
But anyway, if that's actually true and they put a 7-speed Tremec in there,
would buy that.
that's super rad. I
think
wouldn't buy
actually
it, but
is
actually,
pretty
I think it looks pretty cool. So.
Yeah, I like that.
I would buy it if I had the money.
Did you guys like the new Thunderbirds when they were released?
Oh God, no.
Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure.
Wait, will you pull it up? I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Nope.
They're disgusting.
That's
Like
awful.
You're
need
talking
to
like the
calm
1999
down,
Thunderbird, right?
I think it was
No, it's like early
05?
2000s.
I think 05.
05?
maybe? Yeah.
No,
Can you believe Ford
03.
built that at the
03
same
is the
time they
100th
were building the
anniversary.
Ford GTs?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really bad.
Did you guys ever
Different
watch? There was like
project
a
teams.
factory-sponsored documentary on this car, like after it came
Interesting.
out.
So gross.
Oh, I fucking hate these.
God, stop cursing.
I
Mom.
like that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. She's a
I'm
lady.
almost
For the
Oh,
kids.
hey, look, Auto Trader. Your best friend Doug DeMiro.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to do a video on one.
Oh, nobody has one. That's the thing.
He has to find one.
He's gonna have to go to some trailer park and find somebody
Dick
that's
Rowe's
got one in
like
a
7 or
carport.
8 of them.
Dick Rowe has Thunderbirds.
7 of them.
I wish
Why?
I didn't know that.
He loves them. He
Did he
collects
buy,
them.
like, of this
Dick
particular
Rowe's
year?
such
Of
a
that
nice
vintage.
guy.
How are there possibly 7 different ones? They were all black or teal or red.
They're mint green.
Yeah.
Or mint green, yeah.
Or black. They look okay in black.
No, they don't.
Okay.
20.
What was that movie like in 2006 where they made a pink one with like 2 sets of front wheels or something?
Ew.
Yeah.
I want
know
to say
you're talking
Legally
about.
Blonde.
Was it? It might have been.
It might have been like
Might
Legally
yeah.
Blonde 2 or
It might
something.
have been
I was watching like a
Legally
how
Blonde
it's made on like I swear it was the Thunderbird and they like also referenced this one thing and I'd like look it up. It was a movie car.
Yeah.
You know, that's a Bond car.
The Thunderbird?
Shut your
dirty
face.
mouth.
Oh my god.
That is a Bond car. There were some real loser Bond cars in that era.
You wash out your whore mouth.
Yeah.
And it was a Bond car.
Which Bond had that?
Pierce Brosnan.
Of course.
Well, actually, it's Halle Berry
Okay,
technically.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, Halle
Okay.
Berry, yeah.
Okay.
That was probably Swordfish. That probably wasn't Bond.
No, it was Bond. It was the one where they were
Yeah, I
in
know
Cuba.
you're right. but
What was it called?
Nobody cares. It's fine.
yeah,
Just
that one.
ignore
The
it.
Halle Berry one.
I mean, Pierce Brosnan was the best Bond, but
Yeah, he was. He was my
he was-
favorite.
He was good.
You know, Timothy
Also-
Dalton was really underrated.
Xenia Zergenia Onatop was the best Bond girl. I don't know if you guys knew that because she drove a 355 6.
Goldeneye was definitely one of the better Bond movies.
That was
a
probably the
really
best, I
great
think.
Film.
What do you guys think about Idris Elba possibly being the next Bond?
Yeah,
Oh,
there
I
you
would
go.
want him to be the next Bond.
I know,
Absolutely.
so-
I
I
wanted him.
I want
Fucking
Clive
Roush
Owen.
body
Fucking
kit on
I
it.
want Clive Owen.
I want Idris
Okay.
I can see
Elba
that.
or Jeremy
That-
Clarkson.
That wasn't the question, Burger.
I mean,
For James Bond.
Who's the guy?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
The black guy?
Idris Elba.
Whoa!
The English?
Idris
African
Elba.
American fellow, please.
What's that?
Idris Elba. Is
Yeah,
that who
that-
you
Yeah, Idris
think?
Elba,
That's who I
yeah.
want.
He would be a pretty good Bond.
Yeah, he would be. Or Patton Oswalt.
Oh, my word.
You could go the opposite direction.
Zach Galifianakis.
Oh.
The everyman Bond. He's-
Little did you know that I'm
Chris Pratt.
Where are you going
is-
with that? Where are you going
Yeah,
with
where are
that?
you going with this
Zach
one?
Galifianakis route. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, or like Chris Pratt. Just go like somebody that's like fat and hairy.
Okay, Chris Pratt
Perfect.
isn't
He's
really
not.
fat anymore.
No, he used to be, but in my mind he's gonna be
What
fat.
about Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec?
Ron
Nick
fucking
Offerman would be a
Swanson.
great Bond, and James Bond would
Offerman,
drive a
there you go.
1993 Buick Park Avenue.
He would. I find that the
beige with a tan
3.8 liter
interior with a
Series
ripped
2 is
seat.
not only an economical but powerful engine
So
and
wait,
adequate
wait,
for the
wait,
duty
wait.
of
So
James Bond.
what is your favorite Bond car?
The Ferrari F355. I guess that's a Bond girl
Toyota
car.
2000 GT.
Cool. I have no opinion on it. I was just curious.
Maybe
Actually-
BMW Z8.
I like
Citroen
I like
Industrial.
The Vanquish. I like the
The
Vanquish.
Vanish.
The Vanish.
The-
Have you ever driven a Vanquish? They're atrocious.
Oh my god, you
They're
came off really
so
like
bad.
rich bitch right there. Sorry.
So terrible.
Jaguar CX-75.
Lotus Esprit Turbo.
Oh,
that-
that's a good
Everybody
answer.
likes
That's
that
an
one.
early
that
car
turns,
too.
that turns into a submarine.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
2000 GT convertible. It
Oh,
actually fits a
yeah.
6-foot-tall man in it.
No, screw all you.
top- what's the-
DB5.
DB5 is pretty good.
That's a very
That's a
quintessentially
good
Bond
one.
car.
That's a good
The
one.
DB10's cool too, but only because.
What about the what was the one from the
The one he rolled? The DBS?
no, the one from the 1980s. That was the
Vantage?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, but it was the terrible Bond.
No, that's Timothy Dalton. He's fine.
He is not a good Bond.
No,
He was terrible.
he's fine. No,
I'm really happy we finally got onto a
Ro-
tangent.
Roger Moore is the worst.
No.
Bond. I
Oh
my-
hate
He was a
Roger
good
Moore
Bond.
Bond movies.
He
Yeah, the
was.
movies
Tyler's
sucked
about to
though.
jump over this
The
table.
movie
I'm
sucked,
staring
but I
at
feel
you.
like that wasn't his fault.
I don't think he was that great.
Roger
I
Moore
think
was
Timothy
good.
Dalton was
Roger Moore.
fine. I think.
Although he was better in the Cannonball Run.
No, Timothy.
Because he played
Oh,
himself.
Bringing it back.
All right,
bringing
so
it back.
no, the thing is, I'm staying on this for a
Guys
second.
see
'cause
what I
the-
did there with the...
All right,
Yeah, I
Timothy
like that.
Dalton
I like
is
that.
the
Cool.
R107
Right,
of Bonds.
Oh
he was
my-
perfectly fine, but he had two great Bonds.
Pierce Brosnan's the
around him.
R129.
Turn off
Yeah,
his
no,
mind.
no.
Roger
Pierce-
Moore is the Pagoda. There you go, Pagoda.
Pierce
Pagoda.
Brosnan's the correct one. He's the best Bond.
All right,
That-
sounds
That
good.
is the best Bond. Everybody agrees. to
Ryan,
that.
please take your next topic so we can get off this
Okay,
tangent.
what is this?
It's Jerry Seinfeld's $1 million.
No, it wasn't.
type-
It wasn't his. There's just some guy on cocaine trying to sell his Beetle for $1 million. It's ridiculous.
Babe, how much is ours
Hey,
worth?
Is our Beetle worth $1 million?
No, but this one's like all right. So
they
this
sell
one's
that.
like a super rare, like not
Oh, is
super
this the
rare.
guy
even.
that like barn found or not barn found?
Barn
but, like,
found?
hung on to for bought it new with like
Yeah.
50
Yeah,
whatever
it's
miles
that
on it
one.
and then just parked it.
Yeah, it's like it's got crazy little miles. I get that, but it's like it's still a '64 Beetle. It's not that special. It still has the big ass rear window. But I mean, yeah, it's got the 2x.
It's cute. I mean, it's clean.
It's got the full.
Ish.
It's got the 5x205 leg pattern, the fat 5 leg pattern, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
But it's got-
stolen off of a
Look at that.
utility
Purchased
truck from the
for only
1940s.
$10,000 a month.
Yeah, like that's just
A month.
like yeah,
What a
$10,000
bargain.
a month.
like it's not a special car. It's just like it's a black Beetle. Like cool, dude. Like
I
here.
mean, it looks cool,
Pedigree.
but it doesn't.
Wow, have fun in your 1940s German
so
utopia.
all right, just so you guys know, like by
This,
comparison,
this from you? Really? Really?
He's Jewish.
yeah, I am Jewish, but no,
Yeah.
it-
Call
Look
him,
at you,
I
look
call
at
him
you.
the Jew. I'm Swedish. I'm not German.
so
Okay.
all right, by comparison,
I am totally
so,
guilt-free.
so you guys know, like,
Yes.
Anyway,
so you guys know that there's no longer any
Not on
cocaine
trial
left in Nicaragua.
This isn't Nuremberg.
There's
yeah,
no
well, they've sent it all here.
no. It's all in this man's head because he just snorted all the coke. There's nothing left. Jerry Seinfeld's 63, the most expensive one ever sold, was $131,000, and Herbie the Love Bug himself was $120,000. So that's like the level of crack that this
Did
guy's
you
on.
just personify a Type 1?
He definitely
Yeah,
he
Herbie the Love
gendered it.
Bug.
He
He's starting a
gendered
movie.
it.
In
Wow.
Monterey, Meekum just sold like 3 Herbie Love Bugs like back to back to back. Like,
Yeah.
all the different versions of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
th-
Did
th-
they
I
do
bet it
like
went
the
for less
Lindsay
money than-
Lohan remake 98
It might
one?
have been from that, but they were all drivable.
Yeah, but
Before she was
yeah,
an
so the,
absolute
the
train
one
wreck.
the one that went for like
Talk
crazy
about
money
cocaine.
was exactly the one that went for crazy money was the one from the original movie that was like
Yeah.
used for all the close-up
I'm a
scenes.
terrible person. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
Lindsay Lohan or Tara Reid? Go.
Now or when they were
Current state.
in their prime?
Current state.
Ooh,
Lindsay Lohan.
Tara Reid is a real hot mess.
Tara Reid. I just
Really?
think she'd be the most fun.
No.
Like that would
Oh,
just
I'm
be
not.
A
I'm not
fucking
in for the
party.
fun. I'm trying to figure out which one might be more savable, but both are. Oof.
Why are you trying to save them? Just like I don't get that.
He needs
Power
a
of
project
Christ
girlfriend.
compels
You
you.
do need a you need a
Project
project girlfriend,
girlfriend?
as much as you need a project
Jesus
car.
Christ, she looks awful. That is really bad.
Tara Reid?
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah, she is.
She had a pretty low baseline to start with.
I mean, she looked fine about
Have you
4,
guys
but
ever
Jesus
seen Sharknado?
Christ.
It's amazing.
No, what's that?
She's
Sharknado?
in it. Sharknado. It's a tornado full of sharks. It's a movie.
Wow. Okay, so it is exactly what it sounds like.
Yes, there's no
Interesting.
plot line, but she's in it.
I watch it for the plot.
You.
Yeah.
The plots?
All right, so
Her plots.
pro tip: if you have implants,
Cocaine's
if
a
you
hell of a
have
drug.
implants, don't become anorexic.
What you looking at there?
Like, I'm looking
like,
at
maybe just,
Tara
like,
Reid.
My
Maybe
poor,
wait,
my
just
poor
shut
internet.
Up. Don't become anorexic anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't really,
help.
you really.
This is a
yeah.
nurse talking.
Yeah, well, I think more importantly, if you're
I was gonna
on
pivot
the
off of this.
if
me
you're
let me
on the
tell you.
verge of that,
Let me
like
tell
you know,
you.
you probably should seek some help. But I mean, like, God, she just looks like she.
I remind you, this is a motoring podcast.
looks. Yeah, but look at her,
But
dude.
I'm glad we're.
It looks like she came out from Auschwitz.
That's
but it
true.
had,
does look like
yeah, she
Skeletor
looks
tits.
terrible. Yeah, no, she
Why do we keep coming back to the
it's like
wars?
Skeletor with tits. It's awful. So yeah,
That's a
Lindsay
noise.
Lohan all day long. I'll take.
That is a noise.
Pull up Lindsay Lohan. Pull up Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, it's bad, but
I'll pull up current
yeah,
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Speaking of that, did you know Chris Chor from Speed Hunters? So he started out
what?
his career as a paparazzi.
Wait.
Oh, not Chris Chor.
He just
Larry
assumes.
Chen. I'm
There
sorry.
you go. I was gonna say,
I was saying
what?
I
Chris,
was like,
Chris Chor from
wait a
town.
second.
No.
Yeah,
Hey,
Lindsay
Chris
Lohan's
Chor,
looking okay.
shoot for Speed Hunters real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
so I'm not wrong.
I don't
No,
think
Larry
Lindsay Lohan
Chen.
would be
Yeah.
as much fun. I think Tara Reid would be. A fun
Larry
good
Chen,
time.
he started out as a paparazzi,
Yeah.
right? And he took probably
She
the
looks
greatest.
fine.
Yeah, she looks reasonable. Like she's covering up a lot of meth sores, but she looks fine.
What's with her eyebrows? Why do
You'll,
they go
you only
halfway
get like a
down her
touch
nose?
of hepatitis from her.
Why do her eyebrows go halfway down her nose?
Touch of Titus.
Dude, she looks.
Nice.
She looks like she
Hepatitis
smells. She looks like she
Z.
smells like Abercrombie and Fitch, like
I like
perfume and
Wow.
cigarettes.
I'm trying to see if there's
that's-
any
that's a
2018.
solid early '90s reference.
Mean
for the
Girls Lindsay
Abercrombie
Lohan is
and
where it's at.
She
Yeah.
was,
Is this
she was, like,
2018?
18.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't matter. She's definitely better looking than Tara
Why is
Reid
she
now.
wearing a burqa?
I'm just saying, what would you have the most
Might
fun
be
with? And it's
hijab.
100% Tara Reid.
No, because
There's
She
no
was
fu-
in Sharknado.
It's
I
just
get
bones with skin over it. That's
No.
not as fun.
that.
I'm
No,
just
I
saying- I'm
think
talking
as a
about the
person,
pre-
as
the
a
pre-
person.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Lindsay
before.
Lohan, I think, would just be depressing. It'd be like, oh, you have like
you were in Parent
issues.
Trap.
No, Lindsay
oh,
Lohan.
Jesus.
Lindsay Lohan or Miley Cyrus?
Oh, Miley Cyrus all day long.
She has cats, so Miley Cyrus.
No,
Do you follow
Lindsay.
her on
I feel
Instagram?
like hanging out with Lindsay Lohan
No.
would be like hanging out with Marvin from
I'll take
Hitchhiker's
Taylor
Guide
Swift,
to the
thank you. She
Galaxy.
has Scottish folds.
The super depressed robot.
Oh.
Like that's what she'd be like. It's like. Actually,
bet
so
she
What
perked-
the
I
hell?
bet she-
How did this happen?
I bet she
We were
perked right up
talking
after
about
a
a
bump or
Type
two.
1.
Wait, what did you just say?
haven't you ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah.
All right, so you know the robot, the
Yeah.
super depressed robot. I feel like that's what
Danger.
hanging out with Lindsay Lohan
No,
would be.
100%.
100% just
That's my
depressed
point.
all the time.
That's my point. Is Tara Reid, you're gonna have a really good time. It's not gonna be necessarily pleasant at all times, but it's gonna be a good
I feel
time.
like Lindsay Lohan looks like she's like always trying to wink, and just
Right.
can't quite get it right.
Right.
Anyhow.
Like,
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway,
Or like borderline sneezing. Or
Yeah.
like maybe a stroke. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something that manipulates
face.
your eye a little bit.
So what
Wow.
are we talking about next?
Well, I mean, we could talk about more stuff, but that is the end of our show notes.
This is the divisive. divisive
I'm not-
our
I
generation.
refuse.
Usually the tangents don't go quite that off the rails, so I can like swing it back and
I-
close
I
it
want
out.
to wait. I want
I-
to hear a little bit more about Eric Berger's obsession with T Swift. So what
Oh,
kind
no,
of
she
cats
has
Taylor
does she have?
Scottish folds.
Okay, let's
That's
see what
great.
are these?
You know who's actually a lot cooler than Taylor Swift though is Enya.
Oh,
Well, she has a
wow.
lot more cats.
She has
A lot
all
more cats. But
all of the cats.
Would
She's
you-
cool.
would
she
you-
does have a
with
private
Enya as a
castle
cat?
that is willed to the cats.
What?
Would you with Enya?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's
okay.
like totally my type. Yeah,
Really?
100%. Yeah.
Let's pull up
No
Enya.
question. Yeah.
I'll pull up Enya once.
Not only that, I
The
actually
stream
like
like takes a
Enya's
dump
music.
every time I use the web browser, so like the I gotta.
I wish I had as much money
Boom,
as Taylor
Scottish
Swift's
folds.
cats.
Oh, those are super cute.
Yeah.
I
Those are
love
very, very
Scottish
cute.
folds. They're so cute.
Wait,
All right,
what kind
so
of cat do you have?
A garbage cat? I don't know.
Nice, nice.
He's from a dumpster probably. He's an asshole, but I love him
Dumpster
to
cats
death.
are great.
Modi is he's actually a van cat. That's his breed.
Really?
Which is like a straight color cat, but they have like a raccoon tail and then like splotches of color.
Okay.
So he's like pure Caucasian.
Oh,
but has a
I
little
thought-
bit of butterscotch on him.
I thought he was just
He's
like
also
super
very
into vanning.
racist.
Like he just like
Dude,
had like a
I
Dodge
live-
You are
tradesman
Swedish,
with
so
a
I
lizard
live
on
in
the
East
side.
St. Paul. He sits on the cat tree in the front yard and he just judges. Like, meow, welfare is not a career, meow. I swear, this cat is, he needs to.
He sounds like you're kind of like.
All right, so this
Like
is
it, bro.
besties.
Bro,
Bro,
can you
dial it
pick,
back.
can you bring up a
Yeah.
picture of Enya's
Yeah.
castle?
Yes, I can.
Well, no,
That's-
put up a picture of Enya.
Yeah, Enya's actually like pretty.
I
attractive.
don't think I've ever actually seen her.
There is like a decent video
So
where she
that's-
walks through the castle
Okay.
with the cats and all that.
Really?
So
Yeah.
that's.
So now we know what Ryan's
She's very angular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's like a more attractive share, whatever.
which is fine.
Do
So-
Enya nude pic.
No,
I
have to
gotta
put the explicit
switch to
rating back up.
Bing because Google doesn't have a no safe search option anymore.
I'll do it.
Yeah, they got rid of it. So there's the cat castle.
And she's willed it to
She's
her
willed
cat.
She has
to the
willed
cat.
Have
it
you
to the
willed
cats.
your house to your cat?
No, he's a douche.
So-
I mean, he'll be dead.
He
way
owns the
before
house
me.
already. anyway.
basically,
Yeah, I just pay his mortgage.
Enya, she doesn't have any kids or anything, and she like does not like people. She's a total shut-in, doesn't tour or anything.
Yeah.
So all of her money she just saved up, and I guess like the
I would
cats-
play some
So
Enya
that's
right
your
now if
type.
it wouldn't get our podcast flagged like
yeah.
that.
Why
So
does
that's your
she
type.
have money?
No, but
Kind of
no.
agoraphobic, angular, kind of
I
big
guess, yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
So-
of big words.
Our
Our demographic will be very confused
I guess
by
what
you,
she's
Molly.
gonna do is like just take all of her cash. She'll just like give it to caretakers to take care of her cats,
Okay.
and then just I guess the cats. will
That's
just-
Enya.
So I feel like
There
what
you
you're
go.
actually saying is
2 years
you want to
ago.
be one of Enya's cats.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Actually, I mean that's probably a better
would live in a
existence.
castle.
It's a better existence
mean-
I'm currently living, probably.
Yeah.
So
Are
I
you
guess we
living-
could like podcast you via Skype or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not moving to wherever the hell this is, but
somewhere in
Ireland?
Ireland.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
If you
I think it's
could
Ireland.
save Enya's life by eating her cat, would you do it?
No.
Ooh, moral
Cats are more
dilemma.
important than people.
Enya would then end your life. So I
No,
mean,
yeah,
you would just be like
that's a catch
taking a
22.
step out. Yeah, it's just it doesn't make sense.
I
Like
should've brought my
I'd
dog.
rather not be killed by like
Fine.
ass mad Enya. So
Ass mad Enya. Wow, that is not something I want to imagine anymore.
Scatman, Enya.
Enya totally pissed.
The castle's actually just a giant litter box.
It probably is now.
Just,
Yeah.
just cat piss
Why,
everywhere.
why do you think all the floors are sand?
Watching like Enya die,
smells
she has like
terrible
the
in there.
greatest car collection of all time. Like,
Does she really?
no, I just think it'd be hilarious if she did.
She's actually the Sultan of Brunei with a bunch of makeup.
She's
That's
the one.
amazing.
She's
What
the
if-
one selling that collection on Craigslist.
what if? Yeah, that's actually her car collection.
That's her
Milwaukee.
summer home in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
What if Enya
It's
doesn't
on the
exist?
lake.
What if like Enya's just a bunch of cats?
Like in a person suit?
I can see that.
Like a bunch
Enya
of
is
cats in a
cat.
human suit. Like if a bunch of cats put on a human suit, you would get Enya.
The
Like,
galaxy is
Follow
on
the white
Orion's
rabbit
belt.
people.
They found a woman named Sharon, gutted her, and crawled inside.
It's like the Tauntaun in Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
But they just like- they
except
just
for
like-
cats, yeah. Their little lightsaber,
Yeah.
and they cut her belly open.
Does
and
she
they all
dig and
crawl
bury
inside.
when she goes to the bathroom?
Is that why she doesn't go out
That's
into
actually
public?
Ryan's type.
This
Someone
is
who
these are
covers.
all. I think this is
Can't use
exactly
public
why Enya
restrooms.
doesn't do interviews because she knows she'll get these questions.
Is the
and-
Orinoco Flow like an oppression song from the cat's past or something?
Yeah,
When they were in the
probably.
field being forced to field cotton or something, they were singing Orinoco Flow.
Sail away.
What?
sail
That's
away.
different.
No,
The
that's
cat's
Orinoco Flow.
oppression.
She doesn't do interviews because all it sounds like is meow.
She doesn't actually speak. She just meows.
I haven't paid anyone to dictate this interview yet.
All those noises that she was like, all of the noises she made when she was like singing and stuff. That's somebody else, not really her.
So is Beck also a cat then? 'Cause there's a lot of weird noises in his songs.
Yeah, he's probably a cat too. I think
Taylor
there are a
Swift's
lot of celebrities that are just cats. So there you
Oh
go.
man.
I mean, that explains their popularity.
I
When they're
love that
mostly
Taylor Swift has a
dicks.
cat named after Olivia Benson.
I don't know. Taylor.
Mariska Hargitay's a
Look at these
national
kitties
treasure.
though.
I mean, they're really cute cats, but Taylor Swift just gives me the worst kind of cancer whenever I like have to talk about her. So
Why?
Why?
I just
Also, what kind of cancer is that? Pancreatic?
It's T-Swift cancer.
yeah, T Swift cancer.
It's
Just
in your
mayonnaise.
What
Mayonnaise
stages?
everywhere.
Oh my.
Have you heard her cover of Celebration? Like, I shouldn't have to explain why I dislike Taylor Swift after hearing that song.
I haven't.
She did a
Ooh, I
cover
still
of
like her.
Earth, Wind, and Fire Celebration as bluegrass.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, God, it's so loud.
Oh, I found the button. Is this an ad? Oh, at least it's about cats. That's pretty cool. Apparently, there's a music video that Taylor
Catherine
Swift
Heigl?
is in
Catherine
where she
Heigl.
rides a unicorn cat that is actually her cat.
That's amazing.
That's kind of cool.
Wow, I really we typically tangent a lot, but I don't think we've ever gone to like
T-Swift.
anorexic, Lindsay
Reid.
Lohan and Tara Reid, to Enya.
Yeah. I don't think
who
Lindsay
else did we
Lohan is
touch on?
anorexic. I
No,
think she just does a lot
yeah.
of coke.
So I think
she
this
probably
is,
doesn't have a lot of a barrier between
Yeah.
the roof of her mouth and her
Yeah.
nose anymore.
So-
Those have severely deviated symptoms.
yeah.
Oh, so you think that she just like she tries to eat and it just all comes out of her nose?
I think she can
immediately?
she can grab her nose boogers with her tongue from inside.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Stick her tongue on her
Good
nose.
skill to have.
That'd be so much more dignifying.
There it is.
Oh,
Catacorn.
oh, wow, that does not look happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a great
Probably
picture.
I
Oh,
would-
here we go. Boom.
There it is.
I wouldn't be happy if I was.
Catacorn.
If I was
that
riding
guy?
that cat through a field, oh
Pratt?
yeah. Also, that cat would just murder these people and eat them. I don't know what the heck is going on here.
I wish Taylor Swift would be murdered by a
Riding the
cat.
tail.
Wow. I hope
don't like
I hope
Taylor
Doug
I don't know why I have
DeMiro
so many like strong
comes at
feelings.
you, bro.
You
I-
hate all of the best people.
What if like Taylor Swift, like Doug
Doug
DeMiro,
DeMiro.
like get together and have like incredibly large children, and that entire family just hates
I think
me?
Doug DeMiro's married.
He is.
Okay.
To another very
Alex
tall
and him
person.
text very regularly.
I know.
Belly was
We're
at the wedding.
jealous.
Yeah,
Wish.
probably was. Yeah.
Anyhow, you
He's
know,
a ring bearer.
a bring
He was,
bearer.
he was the shortest person there.
ring
He's
bearer.
like a totally normal
Sorry, I'm a little
size, and he
stuffy.
was like,
Yeah, why weren't you drinking today, Tyler?
He's
I
pregnant.
drank plenty last night.
Oh, but what was that last night?
Cannonball Cruise.
Oh, sweet.
We
yeah,
had our
I forgot I
video
was
release
there.
party.
That was
Our
pretty
video
lit.
release party.
Yeah.
Pusheen.
I was
Spurger
a-
was there.
I was about to
Pusheen
wrap
made
up
it
this
in there.
episode, and
If
then
I had
came
a link
back.
to bring that up right now, I would show the people that we've got Pusheen in here.
Not 100% ready yet. It'll be
fine.
dropped
What are we
soon.
watching? Why is
Yeah.
this still on?
yeah, why is this on? What
sorry.
are we doing?
Just
We're gonna get kicked
don't
off of
judge
Twitch.
me. Nah, it's fine. Actually, we probably will. All right. You know, on that note, that's probably enough of a
I
tangent.
think
we've covered
our
all of the important
bombshell,
bases.
our bombshell of the episode should be
Ryan's still
That-
going.
that Enya is a cat.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
That's our
fine.
bombshell. On that bombshell,
Enya's made out of cats and a weird
She's a sack of
apparatus.
cats.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Never55
you.
Productions and Alex.
And for suffering through everything that is what happens here. That's the main one.
It was a good
That's the
time.
main part.
Thanks for having
yes.
us.
Of
It was a good
course.
time.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
See ya.
We will catch all of you guys on Saturday. Bye-bye.
Yay.